It is a cold day in Little Rock, Arkansas as we get you set for today's 2A state championship game between Cross County and East Poinsett County. I'm RJ Hawk along with Wes Moore. And Wes, it's championship football, great time of year, but it is a cold time of year.
And it was really cold last night, I tell you what. And it was a long game last night between Cedar Ridge and Woodlawn to get it all started with the 8-man kickoff, or the 8-man championship. Today, I promise you, it's going to be a little faster game with these two teams.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of running. Let's look at those highlights from last night in that 8-man championship. And, you know, for people that aren't used to the 8-man game, there was a lot of scoring going on last night.
Well, Cedar Ridge put up a record number of points, 74 points last night, most ever scored in it.
It is a cold day in Little Rock, Arkansas, but it's a great day for football. It's the 2A state championship game between Cross County and East Poinsett County, and we're just about set and ready to go here at War Memorial Stadium. I'm RJ Honk along with Wes Moore. And Wes, fans are cold. Last night was cold. You guys had the 8-man championship game here that it lasted till about 10:30, but a high-scoring affair between those two teams.
Cold, long game, but a lot of points, 74 points. That was a record that Cedar Ridge put up last night. And I tell you what, they were putting up some great highlights. Their quarterback, who was, by the way, the MVP of the game, Jonas Elms, rushed for 279 yards, 6 touchdowns. He also passed for 2 more touchdowns, 7 of 8 last night. Just an outstanding game as they knock off Woodlawn 74-38.
Well, that was game 1 of championship week, and we've got a lot more as we've got the 2A game going on right now. And then tonight in the nightcap, it's the 7A game. Bryant and Bentonville, going to be a great weekend of football. A little bit chilly, but I was told, I've got meteorologist friends that say it's going to warm up a little bit as we go on throughout the weekend.
50s tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome day tomorrow. But tonight, it's going to be a little chilly, but it's going to be a lot of fun with Bryant and Bentonville, number 1, number 2 in the state, undefeated, a rematch of last year. And then today, you got 2 teams that have already played conference foes going at it for the 2A state title.
And if you're a Razorback fan, you can see a Razorback signee in this game as Mr. Beal. He's going to be sitting here showing his dominance in this game of the 2A game. There's the package for the weekend of all the games going on. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will break down both Cross County and East Poinsett County in the 2A state championship game as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports. It is a cold day in Little Rock, Arkansas, but it's a great day for football. It's the 2A state championship game between Cross County and East Poinsett County, and we're just about set and ready to go here at War Memorial Stadium. I'm RJ Honk along with Wes Moore. And Wes, fans are cold. Last night was cold. You guys had the 8-man championship game here that it lasted till about 10:30, but a high-scoring affair between those two teams.
Cold, long game, but a lot of points, 74 points. That was a record that Cedar Ridge put up last night. And I tell you what, they were putting up some great highlights. Their quarterback, who was, by the way, the MVP of the game, Jonas Elms, rushed for 279 yards, 6 touchdowns. He also passed for 2 more touchdowns, 7 of 8 last night. Just an outstanding game as they knock off Woodlawn 74-38.
Well, that was game 1 of championship week, and we've got a lot more as we've got the 2A game going on right now. And then tonight in the nightcap, it's the 7A game. Bryant and Bentonville, going to be a great weekend of football. A little bit chilly, but I was told, I've got meteorologist friends that say it's going to warm up a little bit as we go on throughout the weekend.
50s tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome day tomorrow, but tonight it's going to be a little chilly, but it's going to be a lot of fun with Bryant, Bentonville, number 1, number 2 in the state, undefeated, a rematch of last year. And then today, you got 2 teams that have already played conference foes going at it for the 2A state title.
And if you're a Razorback fan, you can see a Razorback signee in this game as Mr. Beal. He's going to be sitting here showing his dominance in this game of the 2A game. There's the package for the weekend of all the games going on. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will break down both Cross County and East Poinsett County in the 2A state championship game as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
And then our national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now the Star-Spangled Banner, played by the East Poinsett County Band.
It is a cold day in Little Rock, Arkansas, but it's a great day for football. It's the 2A state championship game between Cross County and East Poinsett County, and we're just about set and ready to go here at War Memorial Stadium. I'm RJ Honk along with Wes Moore. And Wes, fans are cold. Last night was cold. You guys had the 8-man championship game here that it lasted till about 10:30, but a high-scoring affair between those two teams.
Cold, long game, but a lot of points, 74 points. That was a record that Cedar Ridge put up last night. And I tell you what, they were putting up some great highlights. Their quarterback, who was, by the way, the MVP of the game, Jonas Elms, rushed for 279 yards, 6 touchdowns. He also passed for 2 more touchdowns, 7 of 8 last night. Just an outstanding game as they knock off Woodlawn 74-38.
Well, that was game 1 of championship week, and we've got a lot more as we've got the 2A game going on right now. And then tonight in the nightcap, it's the 7A game. Bryant and Bentonville, going to be a great weekend of football. A little bit chilly, but I was told, I've got meteorologist friends that say it's going to warm up a little bit as we go on throughout the weekend.
50s tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome day tomorrow, but tonight it's going to be a little chilly, but it's going to be a lot of fun with Bryant, Bentonville, number 1, number 2 in the state, undefeated, a rematch of last year. And then today, you got 2 teams that have already played conference foes going at it for the 2A state title.
And if you're a Razorback fan, you can see a Razorback signee in this game as Mr. Beal. He's going to be sitting here showing his dominance in this game of the 2A game. There's the package for the weekend of all the games going on. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will break down both Cross County and East Poinsett County in the 2A state championship game as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This broadcast is underwritten in part by...
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas PBS Sports. Better connected together. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas.
UAMS is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. UAMS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at UAMShealth.com. Winrock Automotive supports Arkansas athletes as a sponsor of the Arkansas PBS Sports broadcast of the high school state championship games, with 7 dealerships across the state serving Little Rock, Conway, and Jonesboro. Winrock Automotive is community-focused and provides vehicle sales and service across Arkansas. We're honored to be a part of these unforgettable moments celebrating Arkansas student-athletes. Winrock Automotive, connecting communities through service and support.
Centennial Bank supports communities across Arkansas and is a proud supporter of the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports, providing financial services since 1999. Member FDIC, more at my100bank.com.
Everett Buick GMC provides vehicles to Arkansas families and supports local organizations. Community involvement has been part of our story for generations. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports. More at everettbgmc.com.
For over 70 years, Farm Bureau Insurance has offered coverage for automobiles, homes, farms, and lives across Arkansas. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association. More at afbic.com.
Goodbye. Touchdown.
Back here at War Memorial Stadium, getting you set for today's Class 2A state championship game between East Poinsett County and Cross County in a rivalry game, I guess you could say, between these two conference members. And got a little cloudy sky today. No rain in the forecast. It's just cold. Right now, temperature around 38 degrees as we get you set for today's game. Wes Moore, I'm RJ Honk. And let's go ahead and take a look at our visitors today, the Cross County Thunderbirds. And this is the path west that they got here. First, they beat Bigelow 49-0. Then they played Junction City. That was a good game at first, 48-22. Cross County then takes on Des Arc to win 27-8. And now you've got the state championship game against East Poinsett County. And
how about that path, though?
Yeah.
Bigelow, Junction City, and then last week against Des Arc.
Yeah.
All three teams have been making deep playoff runs or playing for championships or winning championships over the years. That's three quality teams they knocked off.
100%. Let's go ahead and take a look at our player of the game for Cross County, Wes. And this is a team that runs the football a lot.
Yeah, Caden Crawford's their leading rusher. 1,865 yards rushing this season, 27 touchdowns. Last week in the semifinals, he rushed for 171 yards and a touchdown. He is their leading rusher. You also have Braxton Armstrong to keep an eye on, but they're going to run the ball, and they're effective running the ball.
Yeah, 27 touchdowns. This kid has been a real deal all year for the Thunderbirds. And really, if you're looking at the Thunderbirds for keys to the game for this one, Wes, what would you say that they would need to do today?
Well, they need to own the line of scrimmage for sure. They've got to be able to run the ball and stop the ball, and that means feeding the ball to Crawford, and then on defense, shut down this EPC Warriors offense. They like to run the ball too. They'll throw it a little bit more, but you got to control the line of scrimmage today.
By the way, the Cross County Thunderbird defense ranked number 2 in all of 2A throughout the year. They have been a very stout defense. Now let's move over to the home side, East Poinsett County. Their path to get here, once again, you got Conway Christian, who has traditionally been making runs, won that game 49-7. Then they take on a good Poen team, win that game 61-20. Then you've got Mount Ida 26-14 to get to the state championship game. And much like Cross County, they run the ball very, very heavily.
Yeah, East Poinsett County is led by Jacob Gaines. We've been watching a Gaines in the state championship game for a long time. Of course, this is their third straight appearance, but his older brother was a big part of those teams. But Jacob Gaines, 1,500 yards that he's rushed for this season. He's got 17 touchdowns rushing. He's also caught a couple of touchdown passes, so he's a threat to run the ball. He's also a threat to catch the ball.
Well, and when we're looking at keys to the game, it's almost an exact blueprint for them as what it was for Cross County. When you're looking at keys to the game, you got to run the ball and shut down Crawford. I mean, it's really two things.
Yeah, Eli Bragg can throw it a little bit. They'll do a little bit more passing than you're going to see from Cross County, but look, these two teams know each other. They play every year. They've already played once this year, EPC, with a narrow 4-point victory over Cross County. And Cross County felt like that was a game they should have won, and now they get a chance to get a little payback today. It's a third straight appearance, like I said, for EPC. And you look at Cross County with the legendary coach, Van Pascal. This is his third team to bring to a state championship game. He won it with Monticello, lost at Barton. He's only the third coach in Arkansas history to bring 3 teams to the state championship game, joining Bobby Bolding and Gus Malzahn.
So that's good company to be in if you're going to do it. Hey, let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team. Josh Bertuccini's down the sideline for this cold game, the 2A game. Josh, what's up?
Hey, fellas, sounding great. Great to be with you here today. It is cold, and that's what we're going to talk about here out the gates as the teams take the field. You saw a couple players out of the tunnel kind of feeling on the turf. Obviously, it's an artificial surface, and it's in good shape, but temps right now in the upper 30s, as you guys mentioned. A little bit windy. There's no precipitation now, but yesterday, obviously, a little bit of rain. So both coaches saying they want to make sure early on the footing is good, maybe some extra care to holding onto the ball as they make their way through the early stages of this game. Back to y'all.
Josh, we'll be checking in with you throughout the ball game. You saw the captains on the field just a moment ago, and EPC won the toss and elected to defer. So Cross County, as they come out the tunnel, they will get the ball first to start this 2A state championship game between East Poinsett County and Cross County. Today's officials for the game, your referee is going to be Chris Bryan, your umpire B.J. Robinson, linesman Jeff Johnson, line judge is Brian Achorn, field judge Rusty Reed, and side judge is going to be Ben Fox for this one.
I'm going to try to really pay attention to the entire field,
Yeah.
but I got to be honest with you. This is the first time I've seen Danny Beal play in person. Danny Beal, the Razorback signee, signed earlier this week. New coach Silverfield got him to flip and change his mind at the last minute, but Danny Beal wears number 4. On offense, he's going to line up kind of a tight end role, really a blocker, a big blocker because they run the ball
Another
so much.
offensive lineman.
And another offensive lineman. He'll also run it in some goal line packages, so you'll see him running the ball possibly today. But on defense, he's going to play at the defensive end spot. He's got 35 tackles on the year, a sack and a half. He also has an interception, but that's the advantage Cross County has, is on the offensive line and defensive line. Roderick Williams, another big guy for Cross County, is getting some offers from around the state. I know Arkansas Tech has already offered him. He's getting some other looks from some bigger schools trying to decide, but that's a good 1-2 punch for a 2A school where you have two guys, two defensive linemen. They're going to be playing on Saturdays.
Well, so I was during the pregame warm-ups. I saw Danny Beal running post patterns, and they were throwing it to him. And I'm like, that is a really big offense or a big wide receiver. And I got the binoculars. I said, that's Danny Beal down there doing that. So we're just about set and ready to go as EPC is going to kick it off, and we are underway in the 2A state championship game as it'll be a short kick caught at the 25-yard line. And going to bring it up for Cross County is going to be Gardner, and Gardner's going to take it right to the 25. Went around that far side to find a seam and could not find anywhere to go, and that's where they'll start things here in the 2A championship.
Warriors did a really good job of staying in their lanes. They didn't collapse and get to the middle or go over to that left side. The right side of their coverage team stayed where they were supposed to. When they tried to take it back to the high side of the field, there were plenty of Warriors waiting on them.
There's your offensive starters for Cross County, who come in 11-2 on the year. And Cale Searcy is going to be their quarterback, and his running backs, you've got Simmons and Crawford as well as Armstrong, and then Danny Beal, as we talked about, the tight end. They're going to go with a quick toss right back up the middle that time. Running with the football's Crawford, and he'll only get a couple yards on the play, as that time Cam Thomas came in to make the stop.
The inside was all bottled up. There was just nowhere to go. Very short gain on first down. That's a win for EPC.
We talked about the defenses. Both these two defenses are really good. We said Cross County's was ranked 2 in all of Class 2A. As for East Poinsett County, their defense, it ranked number 4 in all of Class 2A this year.
Cross County giving up only 11.8 points per game. I do not expect a high-scoring game today.
Here's another toss that goes left side out to the 30-yard line. That was Armstrong on the pitch that time. Coming in for the stop, Cam Thomas once again was able to pick up a couple more yards, but that's going to bring up a third down now and about 6 yards for Cross County.
Also saw Jacob Gaines right there in that pile, the running back, also playing linebacker for them. He also plays on the basketball team. I remember calling the basketball game championship game last year, and Jacob Gaines part of that team too.
Cale Searcy, the quarterback, going to have that tight formation, man in motion. They're going to hand it off straight ahead, and with the ball was Simmons that time, and Simmons is going to be about a yard shy of the first down to bring up fourth down, as Jacob Gaines that time came in to make the stop.
So look at your Winrock Automotive defensive starting lineup for East Poinsett County. Thrasher, Shepard, got the reels in there on that defensive line. There's a look at Jacob Gaines, 70 tackles on the season. This is an interesting call. It's 4th and 1, early in the game, deep in your own territory. You've had positive yardage every single play. I think they're going to go for it.
Going to come back with the tight formation, man in motion, toss sweep, straight up the middle, has the first down and much more. That's Crawford. He gets away from a man. He's off to the races. Down to the 30, has one man to beat, and he'll walk into the end zone dragging a man, and it's the first score of the ball game.
You saw Jacob Gaines' speed. He chased him down, but it wasn't enough to get him there. 66 yards. That was the guy we told you to watch, Caden Crawford. He had 1,865 yards coming into this game. Now he's got his eyes on a 2,000-yard rushing season. He needs 135 yards. He's halfway there.
Gaines actually had him around the waist when he went up the middle, and he just pulled away from him. But talking about that speed of Gaines of West that you were talking about, he ran past another EPC player to get to him and try to make the tackle, but was just too late, and it's the first score of the ball game. And now Cross County going to go for 2. Toss comes left side into the hands of Armstrong, and he's not going to get it. Came up about a half a yard shy of the goal line, and with 9:50 left here in the first quarter, Cross County leads at 6-0, and that's a quick start for this Cross County team.
I thought Armstrong had a blocker in front of him. If he'd have been a little bit more patient on that 2-point conversion, he may have been able to get in, but he actually ran past his blocker and got tackled just short of the goal line.
While we're not going to take a break right now, let's go down to to JB on the sidelines. JB, that's a fast start for this cross-county team.
Oh, it sure was. And how about that play? Great design. And then the broken tackle. I heard you guys mention that. You know they're going to pound the rock. Got to be able to be sound in the tackling department. Whole sideline here fired up. Head coach first went on the field to high five his guys as they came off. They're all excited down here with a lot of energy.
How about the decision to go for it on 4th and 1 from your own 34-yard line?
Yeah.
That's gutsy, and not only did it pay off with the first down, you get a touchdown.
But you made the great point, Wes. I mean, every time they were getting positive yards, even if it was only a yard or two, they were getting a good push by the offensive line, and they were able to get that, and so they felt really confident by able to go on 4th down that time.
Looks like they're setting up for an onside kick.
Kicking is going to be Gus Chisholm. He'll put it on the ground, and it is recovered by East Poinsett County, but we've got a penalty flag down on the far side.
Could be a sideline warning or illegal formation. They're going to kick it again. That's going against EPC.
So there's offsides on EPC, and so
you got to give them 10 yards, and I think one of the guys jumped across the line, that 10-yard line, before the kick happened.
So Chisholm's going to line it up again, this time from the 45-yard line. Here's the kick. The ball's on the turf. Boy, it almost popped out that time, but recovering it was Aiden Thompson. And that's where EPC will have it from the 46-yard line in their own territory. Going to have great field position for their first drive.
And he bobbled it for just a half second, and then he brings it back in right before the cross-county defender was able to jump on him. But it was loose for just a half second. They had a little bit of a shot. Here's a look at your Windrock Automotive offensive starting lineup for East Poinsett County. Eli Bragg at quarterback. There's Jacob Gaines, D. Buchanan, Devin McGee, Quincy Perry, the wide receivers. Durham at tight end. Your offensive line, Kimbrell, Shepard, Robinson, Reel.
So 3 wide are going to go to the right side, and East Poinsett County going to look to throw first play, and just going to overthrow Quincy Perry that time. As Eli Bragg, he's got an arm on him for a team that runs the ball like they do. Wes, you talked about it. They do throw a little bit, but he's got a good little arm on him.
Yeah, 156 attempts. He completed 102. Passed for 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He'll run it a little bit. He's got 6 touchdowns rushing, but it's mainly Gaines and Buchanan running the ball.
On second down, they're going to hand it off. And Gaines has nowhere to go as he got back to the line of scrimmage. That time it was Mikkel Ward who came up to make the stop, and now you've got a quick third down as here's the Windrock Automotive defensive starters for Cross County.
And defensive lines, Williams, Beal, Ward, and Bizard. You got your linebackers, Crawford, Walker, your D-backs, Hawk, Kraft, Simmons, Finley, and Armstrong.
Third down and 10 with 3 wide going to the right side. Looking to throw again. Across the middle, almost intercepted that time. Putting his hands on it was Caden Finley, who almost had the interception. That's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, Finley got in late to make the tackle in that last play, a tackle for a loss. Then he gets his hands on this one, showing up early. He had his receiver, but the linebacker's got a good drop into the coverage, got a hand up, knocked it away, and now you got a 3 and out, a possible punt for EPC, but I don't see anybody going deep. I think they're going for it.
Caden Finley, by the way, 114 tackles this year. He leads the cross-county team. He also has a couple picks. They're going for it on 4th down, and now we've got whistles and a penalty flag on the far side of the field. There'll be a false start on the offense, so EPC is going to get backed up 5 yards and make it a little bit more difficult on them.
I think that might change their mind. 4th and 11 to 4th and 16. I do see a punter coming in, so I do think they're going to kick it this time.
So back deep for Cross County. They're going to put Kelby Armstrong back there.
And we saw Luke Corbin come in. I figured, yep, he's going to punt it. Lined up in the punt formation.
Here's the punt by Corbin, taken by Armstrong at the 31. Straight ahead as he'll take it out to the 44. taken down by Quincy Perry, and with 9:02 left here in the first quarter of play, Cross County, they lead at 6-0. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
What happened?
I'm investigating the murder of my friend.
I think I might be able to help. My name is Agatha Christie. I'm a writer.
This situation is getting out of control.
You should be more careful. I want you to help me solve a murder.
I'm a writer, not a detective.
It's a mystery, like one of your books.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
Sports is so important to this state and the fabric of the state, and I appreciate Arkansas PBS doing all the state title games, and that makes it available for not just the fans in Central Arkansas, South Arkansas, but fans around the entire state. I can only think of the kids in small towns, and this is the biggest moment maybe in their sports careers, and they have that keepsake of having that game on TV to have with them the rest of their lives.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
A race.
The loss is catastrophic for us.
To restore a medieval masterpiece.
Evolution left these birds flightless, but that doesn't mean they can't fly.
As you travel upriver, the modern world seems to fall away. It feels like a trip back in time.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
Arkansas PBS is the home for high school sports. If you love seeing these high school sports championship games live and also on demand, please consider making a gift to Arkansas PBS today. Visit myarpbs.org/sportsdonate, or you can pull out your phone, take a look at the QR code, scan it, and it'll take you straight to the website. Or go to myarpbs.org/sportsdonate.
Back to action here with 9:01 left in the first quarter. Another running play by Cross County, and it was Cam Thomas who came in to make the stop for EPC, and that's probably their best run outside the touchdown run between the first down sticks, and so now that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 3 for Cross County.
You saw the lineman pulling, leading the way. I even saw Danny Beal in there finishing off a block. Just a good running play there for Cross County on first down. You know, when they're going to run the ball, if they're able to pick up 6 yards on first down at the 50, you know, they got 3 more shots at it to pick up 3 yards and get a first down.
So it brings up a 2nd down and 3 with the ball at the 49-yard line. Toss straight up the middle, this time to Crawford, and he'll go straight ahead, gets the first down as he takes it down to the 42-yard line.
We mentioned these guys earlier, but, man, take a look at this offensive line. You got the tackle pulling, the guard pulling. That was Markel Ward. Stevens pulling, opening up a big hole, and easy first down.
And that offensive line is big. I mean, they're not just staying in, you know, the run blocking and going and finding a man. They're not just kind of staying right there at the offensive line. They're going downfield to find somebody, putting a hat on a hat. Here's a handoff that goes right side. That time it was Simmons. Coming up for the stop was Eli Blagg.
A little trap play. Markel Ward once again pulling over, opening up the hole. Running back hits it. Very productive run on first down. 5-6 yards. You know, they'll just keep doing this all day until they stop.
Well, they've not had a lost yardage or even really stopped at the line of scrimmage in their 2 drives so far. So it's 2nd down and 5. Toss comes left side in the hands of Armstrong. He'll pick up about 1.5 yards on the play.
Sometimes they had Roderick Williams pulling from his right side, trying to lead the way. EPC did a good job of kind of stopping it, not getting a lot of push. Did a good job on that right side of the defensive front. I saw Doug Reel over there, Brad Shepard over there, or Barry Shepard over there. They did a good job of stuffing that play.
Ball is at the 35-yard line. It's 3rd down and 3. Clock's running at 6:49 and counting. Handoff straight ahead. That time Crawford goes ahead, gets the first down, takes it inside the 30-yard line as Zavarius Shepard came in to make the stop.
Look at Van Pascal, the legendary head coach there at Cross County, getting them into the state championship game. 3rd time he's been here. Tell you what, that run play was so good. He had 2 different holes. He could have bounced it a little bit to the right. He cut that up inside, picks up the first down. That's when you're clicking, you got multiple holes to run through.
And, you know, with the size of Danny Beal, they've not just run it to the right side. They've run it all over, and especially to the left, is that Simmons, and he's going to pick up another 5 yards.
A little quick hitter there. Just a change of pace. Just methodic right now. This is exactly what they want to do. See the double team on the linebacker right there. Eli Bragg, the quarterback, also had no chance with 2 guys on him.
So that brings up a 2nd down and 4 with the ball at the 23-yard line. Toss straight up the middle goes Crawford. And he'll pick up about 3 on the play. Gets the first down. And so they'll just keep moving the chains. And Wes, you know, we've seen teams across Cabot used to do the just 3 yards in a cloud of dust. It's not glamorous to watch, but when you're really good at it, it's really hard to stop.
I'll tell you what, there's some people enjoying this right now. They're putting on a clinic. It's not 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They're getting 5 yards.
Here's another inside handoff. This time they give it to Armstrong, and he'll pick up about 4 yards on the play.
And they're spreading it out. We've seen Caden Crawford. There's Braxton Armstrong. Davion Simmons has had some carries. They have not thrown the ball yet. That was their 12th rush of the game, and they already have over 114 yards rushing in 2 drives. There is not a negative play yet so far. They're averaging. Of course, you had the long run.
Yeah.
That skews it a little bit, but they're averaging 9 yards a run, 9.9.
Here's a handoff straight ahead. That's Simmons. He'll get stacked up at the 6-yard line. And leading the charge was Dee Buchanan, who came up to make the stop. That's going to be very near he may have got the first down. I believe he did.
Yeah, he did. They're going to mark it on the 6. I think he needed to get to the 7. It's going to be 1st and goal from just outside the 5. Yeah, it's officially the 6.
You got 1st and goal, 4:35 and counting left here in the first quarter. It's Cross County. They lead at 6-0, trying to extend their lead. Messed up assignment that time as quarterback Searcy just had to take it himself. He went to the right, running back went to the left. And so he still, though, Wes, another positive yardage play. He still got a yard out of the play.
Yeah, Searcy turns to his right. Simmons goes to his left. He's like, well, I guess I better run it. That's how. I mean, you saw the push, though. Hendricks with the push. Williams with the push. Busted play and still pick up 2 yards. That may have been the shortest run they've had. I think in the very first play of the game they got 2. And then I guess they were stopped on the 2-point conversion right about the 1-yard line. So they've had 3 runs for 2 yards. Everything else has been a lot more productive.
Here's another handoff left side. That's to Simmons. He'll walk in the end zone for a touchdown.
The big back gets to the goal line and just powers his way over the DB. Not much of a chance. That's a big size difference, and we're seeing the size difference on the offensive line, and you're going to see the size difference right here. What a great block there by Stevens. Blocks down on the linebacker, and you know he's going to win that battle at the goal line. Simmons just too big.
3:37 to play here in the quarter. They're going to go for 2. They were unsuccessful the first time. Searcy going to hand it off. They'll come right side with it. Gets around one blocker and a nice tackle at the goal line. That time coming up to make the stop for East Poinsett County was McGee, who was able to get him right at the line and throw him down.
That was a great tackle. 11 plays, 56 yards, 5.5 minutes, 5:25 to be exact on that drive. I'll tell you what, they had the blocking there. I thought that was going to be a walk-in touchdown, but he tried to pop it to the outside. I wish you'd have just, that's a look at the touchdown right here, but on the 2-point conversion, There was a pancake block, and if he had followed him, watch this pancake. Bam! Now cut it up. He tries to bounce it out to the outside, and he gets thrown down by McGee right before he gets to the goal line. But that was a nasty block right there.
I wouldn't want to have been on the receiving end of that. Hey, let's go down to Josh Bertuccini on the sidelines. What's up, Josh?
It's obviously a physical game right now. We're seeing it down in the trenches. Both teams hitting hard. And obviously Cross County doing what their head coach Van Pascal wants them to do up front. A lot of pull blocking going on, and you can see that. There was a nice play at the end of that, though, for obviously the opposition. The Warriors had a Devin McGee read it. The linebacker snuffed out the conversion. So maybe you can get a little bit of momentum on your side. But 12-0 early, all Cross County right now, guys.
Thanks, JB. That was Corbin who received the onside kick. So another good field position for EPC. Now they got to do something with it, Wes. I mean, the last time they had it in this same spot and just could not get their offense going at all.
Now look, they've been here for the third straight time. They've gone through a gauntlet of a playoff run. They're a very good team.
Yeah.
Now it's time to respond. It's a good offense. The only game they lost was against Rivercrest earlier this year, a bigger school, 48-46. This team can put up some points. Now's the time.
Here's a run right up the middle. That's D. Buchanan, who was able to get about 10 yards on the run. Buchanan on the season hadn't run a whole lot. Only has 214 yards rushing, but looked really good right there.
He's got 214 receiving. He actually has 1,100 yards rushing.
I looked at the wrong
That's
box.
All right. No, he's their secondary guy. You got Gaines and then Buchanan.
Now here's another run straight up the middle. Able to get 3 yards on the play. Yeah, Buchanan has had 8 100-yard games this year.
It's a good 1-2 punch when you look at Gaines and Buchanan. And Blagg will run it a little bit. He's rushed for 300 yards this season, 6 touchdowns.
2nd down and 7. They're going to send 2 receivers to the right side, have 2 backs in the backfield. And hand it off once again. Bounces it outside to Buchanan. And he'll take it inside the 35 down to the 34.
Good tough running right there. Looked like he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but kept his legs moving, bounces it out to the outside, found a little space to run, and made something out of nothing.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 3 from the 34-yard line. Clock ticks down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Gonna hand it off, this time to Gaines. Gaines gets a 1st down and much more. He's off to the races, down to the 10, and he's gonna get into the end zone for the touchdown.
Exactly what EPC needed. That's the response. They had to get back into the game. You don't want to let Cross County get too far ahead, and then they, you know what Cross County's going to do. They're just going to keep working the clock, running the clock. You got to stay within shouting distance. And big run from Gaines, breaks a tackle there. Here's another one, another chance to get him right at the sideline. Misses him, goes in, 2 broken tackles. Gaines goes in for the score, and we got a ball game now. They're going to try the extra point instead of going for 2, and has him a chance to not only make it a 1-possession lead, but after missing 2 two-point conversions at 12-6, you make this, and you got a chance to take the lead if you score again.
Here's Jeb Holloman, the kicker for EPC. Hold is down, and the kick is no good. And so with 2:13 left here in the first quarter, Cross County leads at 12-6. By the way, for Gaines, that's his 18th touchdown of the season. We're talking about 100-yard games between the running backs. Buchanan's had 8. Gaines has had 7 of them this year.
They're very effective on the ground. That's why these teams got here. I mean, they're both very effective running the ball. Cross County with a little edge on defense, but right there, it was the EPC that came through, and Gaines at the very end, just too big. Just shucks off that tackle on the sideline and gets in, scampers in for the score.
Well, right now, though, so they've found an offensive scheme, but they've got to find a way to stop down this Cross County running attack. As you mentioned a minute ago, there's not been a negative play. There's really not been many 1-yard gains, and they've just got to find a way to stop that and get them off the field.
131 yards rushing for Cross County. The Thunderbirds have had it 15 plays, 15 carries.
That kick is going to go out of bounds, and so Cross County is going to get great field position to start their third drive here at the 2A state championship game.
EPC, it's going to be important for them to win first down. They haven't been winning first down. Actually, the only time they won first down was the first play of the game when they held them to 2. And remember, you go back, it was 4th and 1.
Yeah.
They went for it and not only got it, but busted it for the touchdown for the big play of the game. But they got to start winning on early downs so that they can get them into a 4th and long.
Looks like off the penalty, they elected to re-kick the football. So they're gonna back it up, and they're gonna re-kick to try to get a little bit better field position.
Tells me Coach Pascal has a little confidence in his return unit here. He feels like they can maybe bust something, get a bigger play than just that field position they would have gotten on the penalty.
So the kicker for EPC's Eli Blagg. It's going to be a short kick. It was fumbled by the up man, and he's just going to have to fall on it at around the 36-yard line. And I think you're taught, Wes, if you've got to kind of range back to go get that thing, you just let one of your up men get to it. And that time he just fumbled it down to the 36. They're still going to have good field position.
Braxton Armstrong, he's got good hands. He's a running back, but he lost about 10 yards on that. If he'd have just caught it and went down, they'd have had the ball around the 46. Instead, they're going to have it at the 36.
So with 2:07 left here in the quarter, Cross County's going to get the football back with the ball at the 36-yard line. Going to hand it off inside, and that's the first lost yardage of the ball game for Cross County. And coming up to make the stop that time, it was Jazarius Reel, and it's a 2-yard loss after Armstrong tried to take it to the outside.
Well, they pulled the entire right side, and Doug Reel didn't have anybody on him, and they're like, well, we can get over there quicker than him, and Doug Reel's just too fast for that. Comes from the backside, makes the tackle for a loss. He came into the game with 8 tackles for a loss this season. He just got a big tackle for a loss on first down.
So it's a 2nd down and 12. Clock running at 1:30 left here in the first quarter. Gonna go with a toss inside, and that time it was Crawford who was able to get back inside the sticks. Picks up about 3 yards on the play to bring up that'll end up being a 3rd down and 9.
They've done their job. Lee Buchanan came in that time from his linebacker spot. Little run blitz. Beats the pulling lineman to their spot. They're kind of chasing this down from behind now. Enough with the pulling guys. You got to, if those guys are pulling, get upfield, make the tackle from behind.
So it's 3rd down and 9 with the ball at the 37-yard line. Under a minute to play left here in the first quarter. Handoff straight ahead, this time to Simmons. He has nowhere to go. May have picked up a yard on the play. That time Jacob Gaines came in to make the stop. And now you've really got a decision because you've got a 4th down and long for Cross County.
And that much of a decision. They've already brought out the punt team. You saw the linebackers once again. They're attacking the plays instead of waiting. Gaines from his linebacker spot gets upfield, makes the tackle, and forces the 4th and long, our first punt for Cross County.
So Quincy Perry's going to be back for EPC as the punt is away. Perry's going to let it hit down at the 30. He'll take it off a bounce and makes a nice spin move to get away from the defender. Going to work to the outside, and he'll go out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. As that's going to do it for the first quarter of play, where Cross County, they lead this 2A state championship 12-6. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Join the ranks of corporate sponsors and business partners at Arkansas PBS. Your support will shine a light on your business with recognition on air and at major community events like Family Day. Plus, our viewers love the businesses that underwrite their favorite programs. Showcase your company while making a meaningful impact on lifelong learning. Partner with Arkansas PBS to build a brighter future for our state.
It's primetime on your time. Get more of your primetime favorites each weekday starting at 1:30 following our PBS Kids programs. Catch up on all the programs you love, including Exploring Arkansas, Nature, Antiques Roadshow, Arkansas Week, British Favorites, Mysteries, and more, beginning at 1:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. See the full schedule and all the ways to watch at myarkansaspbs.org/watch. See your state government in action. The Arkansas Citizens Access Network provides convenient, live streaming coverage of state board and commission meetings, as well as direct links to proceedings of the legislature and the Arkansas Supreme Court. Can't watch live? Archived events are available on demand on YouTube. Learn more at myarkansaspbs.org/arcan.
Take a look at our Arkansas Quiz Bowl trivia question. Cross County allowed 86 yards versus Rising in the 1984 championship game. What is the record for fewest yards allowed in a title game?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'll have the answer for you coming up.
You haven't guessed? Well, I guess you probably know the answer.
Yeah, I got a good guess.
Yeah, that I would be curious to know what that is.
I'll let you know here in a few minutes.
Okay, so EPC has got the football with the ball at the 38-yard line to start the second quarters. They're going to hand it off straight ahead, and it'll be about a 1-yard gain that time as Jacob Gaines was able to get it out to the 39.
Some good penetration from the Cross County defensive line. See the EPC fans encouraging their team. They got the ball and a chance to take the lead after being down 12-0. Could be a game of runs if EPC can put something together here to start the second quarter.
Second down and 9, ball at the 39-yard line. You know, that first drive for EPC, they aired it out almost every play. Come back the second drive, and it was all running plays the entire time. And trying to find their bread and butter for this championship. And now we've got whistles, and it looks like we've got a timeout charge to East Poinsett County with 11:11 left here in the second quarter.
And the play clock was down to 0, and coach saw that and called a quick timeout to save 5 yards. Yeah, it's already 2nd and 9. You don't want to make it 2nd and 14. So a good timeout there. See the blankets there on the bleachers.
Yeah.
Steel aluminum bleachers get a little cold, so those blankets. That's a good idea for the fans that are coming out later, either tonight or tomorrow. May want to bring a blanket to sit on.
You know, Wes, I've been doing championship games for, I think this is my 18th year doing championships, and I remember there's some years, and you've been doing them just as long as I have, but there's been some years you come out here and you wear shorts and a T-shirt out here. And then there's been other years we've had snow on the field whenever we were coming out to do state championship games. I remember no matter how cold or hot it was, Kevin Kelly at Pulaski Academy always wore shorts out there. And everybody's like, what is wrong with that guy? But that was just kind of the tradition that they had out there at Pulaski Academy. So, yeah, if you're coming out to the stadium, bundle up.
There's several coaches who do it. I remember Tommy Gillerin at Lake Hamilton would do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of PA, remember the year it was raining? They played McClellan and went in at halftime and changed jerseys.
And changed uniforms, yeah. Want to have dry uniforms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's 2nd down and 9 out of the timeout. Black's going to look to throw as he had a man he was stretched out a little too far as that time trying to hook up with McGee. And it was Will Bizard who came in to have the coverage, and now you've got a 3rd down and 9 from the 39. Clock stops at 11:06.
Bizard blew up that play. He came from his defensive end spot, put some pressure on Black, and Black had to get rid of it a little quicker, and it affected his throw. EPC's going to have some chances. Cross County playing them man-to-man.
They're going to line up 3 receivers to that left side. Blag comes back right side, has a man at the 50, and he's going to pick up a 1st down. That was Durlam, who was able to make the catch and run, takes it into cross-county territory at the 46-yard line as Aiden Kraft came in to make the stop.
Just snuck the tight end out. That's all it was. Like he was going to block, and he went on out to the formation. Nobody was there. Safety had to come up and make the tackle.
Fresh set of downs for EPC.
That was huge. They needed that. 3rd and long. Needed to convert, keep this drive going.
It's like Danny Beal's checking out of the ball game. They just checked in Parker Duncan, who came in.
Just giving Beal a break.
Here's the handoff. This time it's to Gaines. Ball's on the turf, and Cross County says they've got it at the 50-yard line. So do the officials. It's the first turnover of the ball game, and Cross County is going to have it at the 50-yard line.
Markel Ward was the first one there. I think he knocked it out. I had to get a good look at it to see if he was down before the ball came out, but hand comes in, maybe knocks it out, and Kraft picks it up. Looked like he was stopped. I think the ball was moving. You could honestly see the ball moving already before he was going down.
Van Pascal was on that far side. He was even with the play, and he saw it immediately and started running the other way. Cross County's got the football. But it looks like we might have a
smart thing and falls on it. But if he just picks it up, he walks in. I mean, it's a scoop and score easily, but you want to make sure you recover it first. But we're going to take a look at it. But, you know, the only thing that would have kept that from being a fumble is if they'd have blown the whistle, because forward momentum had been stopped, but there was no whistle.
Yeah.
And he definitely, the ball was moving before he hit the ground. And
now, one thing, Wes, in the state championship games, if you're not familiar with it, we do have replay here at War Memorial, and coaches have a challenge to where they can look at, you know, turnover positions. And I think this time the officials wanted to come over and talk to the coaches about the replay and what was going on. They're not going to officially look at this one, it doesn't look like.
Well, I believe they look at all turnovers anyway.
Yeah, the
booth is looking at it, and they've already told the official, buzzed down, and said, hey, that's a fumble. There's no need to challenge. We've looked at it. You guys got it right. Play on. Yes, first turnover, huge turnover for Cross County. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
So the officials just stopped the clock again, stopped play again. And now it looks like they're going to go over and check the replay monitors.
Well, they may have buzzed down and said, hey, let's give us a little bit more time. Let's take a look at this. Let's make sure we get it right.
Let's go down to JB on the sidelines. Josh, were you able to see the play at all?
Yeah, it was close to the ground when it came out, but it was out, and it looked like it got bobbled on the way down. So considering the call on the field, like you guys said, I think it'd be really tough to overturn that one.
I mean, looking at the replay right now, Wes, and we're looking straight from the DB Sports guys, what they're looking at. The knee was down, but it's all about where the ball was it coming out when his knee was down.
The ball was already moving. He'd already lost control of it. And when the knee hit, that's when it came out totally. But I think the ball was already moving right there. There again. And the knee's not down.
Here's the call.
Yeah, I thought they got it right at first look, but I applaud the decision. Let's make sure, give them a couple extra seconds. Let's look at it from all different angles and make sure we get it right. It's too important of a game. It's too important of a turnover here. And so applaud the decision. Take a look at it. They got it right. Now play on.
So Cross County has the football back at the 50-yard line. Cale Searcy, the quarterback. Gonna hand it off right side to Crawford, and Crawford's gonna take it for about an 8-yard gain into EPC territory.
Stevens again, one of the linemen leading the way. Another big hole. See Doug Reel, he's gonna have to come off. He lost his helmet. The offensive line for Cross County winning the game right now.
So 2nd down and 2 with the ball at the 42-yard line. Wingback set off that right side. Here's a toss straight up the middle. That's to Crawford. And he'll get the first down and much more as he falls down at the 35.
Tell you what, Stevens is just paving the way once again from his left tackle spot. Pulls over on the right side. Running back's just looking for big 77. He just gets right in behind him. Watch 77. Get right behind him. He'll make a block. Follow that. Pick up about 6 yards.
So it's a first down and 10 with the ball at the 35-yard line. Under 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Crawford's got 8 rushes for 106 yards so far. Here's another toss to him, but we've got whistles and a penalty flag. Looks like it's going to be a false start on Cross County. That'll back them up.
I missed that. I didn't see. I had my eyes focused on 77 because they've been running behind him. I was just watching him to see where he was going, and I guess somebody else moved. I couldn't see anything.
So that'll bring up a first down and 15 now with the ball at the 40-yard line.
The way they've been running it.
Five yards at a clip.
Yeah. And this is 4-down territory, so first and 15 doesn't guarantee anything.
Here's the toss. Crawford going to bounce it outside, and he'll be stopped, but he got about 4 yards before he did, and that's going to bring up second down and 11. That time Ashton Reel came in to make the stop.
That time EPC did a good job. They were focused in on 2. They're watching 77. He pulls once again. This time they kind of bottle it up, and so there was nowhere to go inside, so he just popped it outside and made something out of nothing. Got 4 yards, almost 5. It was a good tackle. Thought he had a chance to get some more, but a good one-on-one tackle bringing him down.
So second down and 11. Here's a handoff goes to the outside. Got a penalty flag down, and he'll be taken down at the 30. And the official threw his hat, so you got another penalty flag down at the 30. That's Ryder Gill who came in to make the stop after Braxton Armstrong took it wide to the outside, but we've got laundry on the field.
Yeah, I think we got a hold and maybe a face mask. And I think it's on Armstrong. Yeah, it is on Armstrong. Armstrong got, I think both of these are on Cross County. And I tell you, Armstrong's, he's racked up a lot of yards. He's just got to be more patient. He's got a pulling guard, Hendricks, and just slow down. Let him make his block, follow him. He just ran right past him, and that's who made the tackle. If you wait a little bit and you let Hendricks get the block, heck, he might score. So it's kind of a double whammy. He didn't wait on his block. Then he gets called for a face mask. But it probably wasn't going to matter. They had a hold call anyway.
Here's Chris Bryan, our official.
Here's your hold on number 1. That was on Caden Crawford leading the way. And then there's the face mask. So he had to throw a flag, and then he had to throw his hat. He was busy. Think he had any help from that EPC sideline?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So that's going to back the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line. Hey, Wes, while we've got a little stoppage, what's the answer to that trivia question that
Oh, yeah, let's go back to it. Cross County allowed 86 yards versus Rison in the 1984 championship game. What is the record for the fewest yards? 19 by Prescott against Augusta. That was back in 1983.
Wow. Now we've got another penalty flag, and this time it's going to go against EPC for jumping into the neutral zone.
They got half of the holding penalty called, got back. So that's makes it a little bit more manageable on second down. It'll be 2nd and 14. They need to get the ball almost to the 25-yard line. Maybe it is exactly the 25.
So you've got a 2nd down and 14 with the ball at the 39. Here's a toss to Crawford, and he's upended as he got it out to the 36. It's about a yard shy of the original sticks. Now we've got a helmet. Danny Beal's helmet's off on that far side of the field as D. Buchanan came in to make the stop.
And Buchanan made a good tackle. Coach Pascal's on the field. He's wanting to know why they're in a penalty. How did Danny Beal get his helmet ripped off? That doesn't just happen by accident, right? Did somebody grab it? Let's look and see if we got an angle anywhere of what happened. Beal was blocking Gaines way down the field. There's a look at Beal.
Boy, he is a big player, isn't he?
Well, he's got the size, but he's also got the speed and quickness, and that's what. And look, think about him. Here's a look at it. Top of your screen. They're going at it. Can't really see. Let's see. Here we go. And he's got it. They're going. Oh, he just kind of flicks it. He just kind of flicks. Just flicks the face mask, and it goes off.
Looks like we've got a timeout on the field now. Looks like it was charged across county. So as they take a timeout, we'll stay here. Let's go down and check in with Josh Bertuccini down the sidelines. Josh.
You guys, and you were just talking about Danny Beal a moment ago, the Razorback recruit, flipped for new head hog Ryan Silverfield just a couple of days ago. Right as you brought it up, I was looking at him on offense because defensively, he's the guy who's going to play on the line down low, but offensively, Van Pascal, the head coach, very creative about where he puts him, and he doesn't so much have a position designation as just big boy, right? He gets out in space, tries to find a linebacker, and his teammates look for the hole behind him. They list him as a tight end, but guys, he's pretty much an immovable object is what he is out there. Back to y'all.
Well, and on that hand-to-hand combat, they were going, like you said, Wes, it was more of a flick of the helmet because it just popped off. But
may need to buckle that chin strap a little tighter. Because he just kind of flicked the face mask. That thing went flying.
So it's 3rd down and 11. As you said, it's 4-down territory for Cross County as the ball is at the 36-yard line.
So going heavy right, unbalanced line.
Gonna hand it off. No, the quarterback's gonna keep it himself, and he has nowhere to go. Cersei gets bottled up for about a yard loss. Leading the charge was Cam Thomas.
Cersei doesn't run it a lot, and that time he missed his opportunity. He should have just tucked it right up the middle and tried to pick up 3, 4, 5 yards. You see it right there. He's got the block, but he decides to go outside, and he had a block from Simmons, blocking him outside, and he ran outside. If he runs back in, and I know there's a lot of guys coming that way, and he's trying to avoid all that, but you could have picked up 3, maybe 4 yards, and then you got the decision on 4th down. Now it's an easy decision. You got to punt.
So Jake Brooks is going to come on to punt, and back deep they've got, I believe that was Quincy Perry, and he just lets it go through the back of the end zone. So EPC will have it at the 20-yard line. We'll take a break with 7:04 left here in the second quarter. Cross County, they lead at 12-6 in the 2A state championship game. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
We think they may be Benjamin Greenleaf, but I'm not sure of that. My mother-in-law was given to hyperbole.
I'm Dick Van Dyke. Remember.
There's no limit to his talent.
Rocking around the Christmas tree. Look who's rocking around American Masters. Brenda Lee.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
I think sports are really big to a lot of people, and because it's an important part of our fabric in our community. And the one good thing about what I've seen is it's high quality production. You think of the small communities all over Arkansas, it's a big deal that they can turn on the TV or DVR or whatever and know they're going to get a quality product. And so I think it just expands the focus of what PBS is doing. Arkansas PBS is doing a great job, and I think it's part of education.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
The saddle is the symbol of the whole myth of the cowboy. The work of our hands is informing the work of our mind.
From the English National Ballet, treat yourself to the music and the magic of Nutcracker on Great Performances.
This stirring program celebrates the birth of the Savior of the world with music from the Tabernacle Choir and Orchestra at Temple Square.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
Take a look at our Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars. Peyton Willoughby from Mark Tree plays on the offensive line, also a linebacker. The senior has a 4.11 GPA. He plans to attend college. It's part of the Air Force ROTC. Peyton Willoughby, congratulations, our Arkansas PBS Student All-Star.
So it's going to be first down and 10 with the ball at the 20-yard line for East Poinsett County as they trail 12-6 here in the 2A state championship game. Eli Blagg trying to look to throw, and he's going to be upended back at the 15-yard line.
That's your future Razorback. Razorback fans should be excited about that. Danny Bill coming in second. Initial pressure forced Blagg to pull it down. It was Roderick Williams, their other outstanding defensive lineman. That's a great combination. We talked about that to begin the show. It's not often in 2A you have two defensive linemen or offensive linemen, whatever position, that are going to be playing college ball. What a 1-2 punch.
So now you've got a second down and 16 as they're going to hand it off. Right side goes Gaines, and he'll be thrown out of bounds, but the officials say that they're going to keep the clock rolling as he takes it out to the 16-yard line. Drake Hawk came in to make the stop to bring up third down now.
Hawk not only made the stop, he fought off a blocker. I thought we had a little something going here with Gaines. We've seen his speed already, but Hawk sheds the blocker and then is able to grab him by the jersey and sling him to the ground.
So it's third down and 14 with the ball at the 16-yard line. Blagg going to look to throw. Has a man right side. And that time put it in the hands of McGee. McGee's going to take it out past the 25 to around the 28-yard line. It'll be short of the first down as Caden Finley came in to make the stop.
It's going to be 3rd and 2. This is interesting.
4th and 2.
4th and 2, I'm sorry, yes. 4th and 2, and they might go for this, man. I tell you what, I thought they were playing way too soft on 3rd and 14, and they did. They gave up 12 yards. Now they got to get a stop here on 4th down.
So it's 4th down and 2, and we've got whistles and penalty flags. That's a killer.
Either way, it's a killer.
It'll be a false start on EPC. That'll back them up 5 yards.
I think one of the receivers at the top of the screen may have moved prematurely.
So that will put the ball down at the 23-yard line.
You got to punt this now, right? Black's got to drop back and punt this.
I mean, you got to think, like, they're lining up like they're going to go for it, though.
Black does punt. He may take a step back or two and take that short snap and punt it real quick.
Now they're going to go for it. 4th down and 7. Going big ball. Right side. Tried to hook up with McGee, and it's too hard. The ball was thrown too far, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
I'll tell you what, I want to shout out to the DB, Aiden Kraft for Cross County. He was running stride for stride, and you see it so many times. You just kind of panic a little bit and grab the guy, and he didn't do it. He was watching the ball, knew it was overthrown a little bit, never touched him. You just see so many times on those balls, the DB will panic and just start grabbing, and there's no reason to. He's not going to catch it, but that was good job by Aiden Kraft.
So now great field position for Cross County with the ball at the 23-yard line. Going to hand it off straight ahead. They give it off out to Simmons. Still pushing the pile, keeping his feet rolling, and they're going to finally get him down inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line.
Just still surprised that they went for that on 4th and 7. Deep into your own territory, 5 minutes to go.
Well, not only that, but go deep with it. They've done really good just kind of dumping it off, at 3, 4, 5 yards out and trying to pick up. They only needed 7.
Went for the home run.
So now
Bobby Petrino did here one time against LSU. He didn't come to paint, right, on 4th and short.
Yeah, that's
deep
right.
Man-to-man coverage. Joe Adams down here in this end zone where Cross County's going and connects for the touchdown. That's what they were looking for.
So now it's 2nd down and 4 with the ball to 17. Handoff right side. And they're going to be very near the first down. That time it was Armstrong who carried it. They are going to say it's a first down as Davion Simmons was able to make the tackle. So it's a first down with the ball at the 12-yard line.
That time they just ran right behind Danny Bill, the big tight end, or the offensive tackle that lines up at tight end, and just ran
giant
right behind
body
him.
out there.
Yeah. No pulling, just straight ahead blocking, power blocking, and picked up the first down.
So it's 1st down and 10. Gonna hand it straight ahead. And just another hard run down to the 5-yard line.
Same play.
As that was Simmons who was able to take it right side. You've got second down and short, but it looks like Simmons is down on the turf.
Holding his right shoulder. To see how he landed, may have come down on it, but they ran the exact same play and just ran right behind that right side and Perry. And here's take a look at. I'm watching a different replay. Yeah, and he just falls awkwardly on that shoulder, kind of gets slung to the ground, and he's holding it. I hope the way that is, I hope it's not like a separated shoulder with the way he fell and guys falling on top of him, but he fell right on that right shoulder and maybe a collarbone. Oh, hate to see that.
He's up and going to walk over to the sideline, and maybe we'll get JB over there to check on him and see how he's doing. So with 3:23 left here in the second quarter, Cross County's got a second down and 3 from the 5-yard line.
And they lose their big kind of fullback, and I know for a fact Danny Beal will run the ball at goal line situations. Have to look and see if maybe they line up big number 4 in the backfield at some point. He's moving it a little bit, but he's still in pain. Now
Searcy going to keep it himself straight ahead. And
Gaines kind of got him by the jersey and slung him back, stopped his momentum.
Looks like he's going to be very near the first down, but looks like the officials are showing third down, so it's going to be third down and short.
He needs to get to the 2 or right outside the 2. It's pretty much the 2, so you got 2 downs to pick up a yard.
Van Pascal's just letting time run off the clock as we're down to 2:40 left here in the quarter. Here's the handoff straight ahead to Crawford, and Crawford's going to take it down to the 1. So they're going to have a fresh set of downs as they take it to the 1-yard line. And now they can just let more time go off the clock here in this first half.
They just reset the clock, so we got a play clock at about 27 seconds, 2:23. So they're going to take their time and try to get this around the 2-minute mark before they run another play. In fact, you know what, Coach is talking to the sideline official right now. He's not going to run another play. He's going to go and let that last 14 seconds go off, call a timeout, and just use as much time as possible. Get it under 2 minutes so that if they do score, it just gives EPC less time to work with.
So Cross County called the timeout. So they will have 1 remaining with 1:56 left here in the second quarter. Let's go down to Josh Bertuccini on the sidelines. Josh, any update on Cross County's Simmons?
Yeah, we just checked on him, fellas, and he's dealing with what looks like a separated shoulder, was grabbing at it. They got a couple of trainers right next to me, right around him right now, and they've taken off of his pads, his helmet. They're kind of giving him a little work through right now. So maybe an old injury re-aggravated. They're taping it up. And they say his return to the game, obviously at this point, questionable, fellas. Back to you.
Thank you, JB. Well, hey, don't forget, coming up at the halftime, we've got some great features going on with Arkansas PBS has done some great features on things going on around the state. You don't want to miss out on that. That's coming up at halftime, featuring the Wide Receiver Factory and Christina Munoz and David Basil doing the halftime show. So that's all coming up here at halftime, as that's in 1:56 of this 2A state championship game. Time of possession right now, Wes. Cross County 13 minutes, 22 seconds. EPC 5 minutes and 41 seconds.
Just to let everybody know again, they haven't thrown a pass yet.
I know, right?
It's all running plays. 11 carries by Crawford. Simmons has 9 before leaving with an injury. Armstrong was 6, and Kel Searcy, the quarterback, with 3. Got a new fullback in there, Sawyer Powell.
Here's looks like Searcy took it himself straight ahead, and they're going to say it's a touchdown. Quarterback sneak straight up the middle, got the touchdown, and you can give it to Cale Searcy this time. And so with 1:50 left here in the first half, Cross County extends their lead.
Now they're going to go for 2. Try to get to that 20-point mark. This is big because they're 0 for 2 on 2-point conversions so far, and which is kind of strange because they've been running the ball so well. They've been picking up on average a lot more than 3 yards, but they haven't been able to get the 3 yards on the two-point conversions.
Yeah, they almost had it on the last one and came up a half a yard shy. So let's see what they do right here. Gonna look to throw this time, and they do get it as they put in the hands of Crawford. The first pass of the ball game for Cross County, and it comes on a 2-point conversion. And just like that, Cross County leads it 20-6 with 1:50 left here in the second quarter.
You run it, and I keep going. And then finally, when you're least thinking it, they sneak him out, and he is wide open. Ball was on the money, and that's about as easy as you're going to get on a 2-point conversion. That's a look at the touchdown, little quarterback sneak. And Cersei gets in, thanks to a little help from the fullback, little push from Sawyer Powell. Here's a 2-point conversion. And, that receiver's been blocking the entire game.
Yeah.
And that linebacker's thinking he's trying to block me, and he shucks him. He gets him out of the way. And I'm going to make this play. Finally, I'm going to make a play. Oh, no, they're going to throw it to the guy that you were supposed to be covering.
Yeah. Here's the onside kick that's going to land in the hands of an EPC player down at the 49-yard line.
Aiden Thompson got that. That was a nice play. And held on to it after the big hit.
So EPC will have it at the 49-yard line with 1:48 to play left here in the first half.
We used to practice that every day in practice. And
what,
I was on that
kick?
front line, and I don't know how many times I took a hit like that. Not once in a game did I ever get the chance. No one ever tried the onside kick on us, so I never even got to try it in a game, but I did it in practice day after day after day, taking a big hit like that.
See, I wasn't the guy that got to be on the front line. I was on the second line, right? And so I never had to worry about the big hit. And I was always the guy that was at the end of the line that he was never going to get the onside kick. That's where I was at. Here's a nice play by EPC, is running the football that time. It was Perry, catching the football that time, and takes it down to the 32-yard line.
It was a good job that time by Blagg. You had Finley dropping in coverage in that linebacker spot, and he was there. But he holds on just a second so he can get past Finley in that window and delivers the ball right on the money.
1:34 and counting left here in the first half. It would be big for EPC to get a score before the half. Eli Blagg sends a man in motion, going to look to throw again. Across the middle, has his man. That time it was McGee, and he'll pick up about 5 yards as Caden Crawford came in to make the stop.
EPC has 2 timeouts. They're not going to use one right here. Still plenty of time with 1:07 to go in the game, or in the first half.
Ball at the 26-yard line. Blagg has 3 receivers in the formation. Gonna look to throw again. Going big ball. Right side. In and out of the hands. And it was partially deflected that time. Trying to hook up with Quincy Perry. And it was Drake Hawk who came in to knock it away. Hawk, as we talked about earlier, has 6 interceptions on the season. Been one of their best corners for this Cross County team.
Well, Hawk looking at the ball. Watch him. He's playing the ball, gets that right hand in and knocks it down. That was a good job. I would have loved to seen Perry be a little bit more aggressive. Go up and get the ball and high point the ball instead of running with it and trying to catch it around his waist. If he stops, jumps up in the air, maybe he catches it before Hawk is able to deflect it.
3rd down and 4, man in motion from left to right. And we'll look to throw. Has Perry. Straight ahead out to the 20-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down as Caden Finley came in to make the stop.
Perry just ran down about 5 yards, turned around, stopped, found a little hole in the defense, and Blagg did a good job of delivering the ball and the money, and that's an easy first down. On 3rd and 4, he just found a little soft spot.
Down to 39 seconds left in the quarter. Now, this time it's going to be a running play to Gaines, direct snap, and he had nowhere to go as he takes it to the 20.
They'll use their timeout here. They'll have one more left with 30 seconds.
They're not throwing the ball bad. Yeah, I mean, they've consistently thrown it so far in this game, and they've not done a bad job.
And Blagg is 5 of 10 for 58 yards. Just haven't been able to hit the 2 big ones. That one in the corner, then on 4th and 7, they went for the deep shot and just haven't had that big pass play yet. But, yeah, those intermediate throws, he's been on the money with those. Jacob Gaines leading the way rushing for East Poinsett County. Of course, he had He's got 33 yards. 34 came on one play. So how about that for Cross County? He's got 6 carries for 33 yards, but the touchdown was 34. So for the other 5 carries, he's at -1.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
D. Buchanan, 3 carries for 17 yards. Eli Bragg, of course, he was sacked, and he's got -6. Quincy Perry leading them in receiving with 2 catches for 45 yards. For Cross County, Caden Crawford, 115 yards. Of course, he had the 66-yard touchdown run on 4th down. Davion Simmons, 45 yards rushing. Armstrong has 21 yards rushing, and Kel Searcy, 4 carries, 4 yards, and the touchdown on the quarterback sneak.
So it's a 2nd down and 10 with the ball at the 20-yard line. Blagg going to look to throw again. Under pressure, is going to step up, and he's just got nowhere to go. He'll be taken down for a 2-yard loss.
Call timeout. There it is. And you're going to give it to Beal on the sack. Is that his 2nd sack of the game?
Mm-hmm.
There were about 3 guys in there. I could never see who finally got him. Beal, no. Yeah, he jumped on the pile late.
He got the first hand on him, I guess.
It looked like his offensive lineman tackled him.
Yeah.
He was just trying to run him wherever he could. The pocket was collapsing and ran into his teammate. But then Beal, when he kind of slowed him up, running into his offensive lineman, jumped on the pile and tackled them all, tackled everybody. So you got 14 seconds to go. It's 3rd and 12. No timeouts. If you can get the first down, you can run up and spike it, but you don't necessarily have to throw it into the end zone. Experience the action all over again next week. Follow us on YouTube at myarpbs.org/football2025 to watch the games on demand. That's always cool. If you don't catch it live or you don't record it, go to YouTube and you can see all these games and watch them forever. They're always going to be there.
I actually this week sat back and watched some of the games you and I did together last year from some of the state championship games, just to kind of remember some of the teams that were here last year and playing in other divisions. So with 14 seconds left, well, they just stuck 25 on the clock. They added time to the clock.
That's odd.
So they put 25 seconds back on the clock. Now Blagg's going to take the snap. Going to look to pass. Now he's going to run with it. Out past the 20. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And that'll stop the clock at 19 seconds.
That was huge, putting that 11 seconds back on. I guess the clock kept running after the timeout. I wasn't paying attention. Look, they're paying attention on the field. I'm not second-guessing them. I just didn't ever hear them tell the clock operator to put more time on the clock. But to go from 14 seconds to 25, that's huge for EPC. And that was huge for Blagg to have the awareness to run out of bounds.
So now you've got a 4th down and 4. With the ball at the 14-yard line. Two receivers split to the left side. One to the right. Man in motion goes from right to left. Now Blagg going to look to throw again. Has a man in the end zone, overthrows him. A.J. Johnson was in the end zone. He was covered that time. But that's who he was trying to hook up with. And it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, they weren't going to complete that. The safety was coming over, and if that ball's a little lower, he probably picks it off. You see one coming over from his spot. He had that was Crawford coming over. He had a beat on it, and he saw the ball the whole way and saw it was well overthrown. And the DB was running with him. So, and honestly, there was nobody else open. I was scanning the field on the left side. They ran a receiver in motion trying to get him in the flat, but he was covered. It was just a good job. Tip the cap to Cross County's defense. One of the best defenses, if not, I've heard people argue it is the best defense in 2A. They showed it right there, and they showed it in the first half. They gave up one big play to Gaines on that running play, and that's it. They got a 20-6 lead at the half.
Yeah, it's a good lead as JV's going to be catching up with Van Pascal here in just a moment as his team leads at 20-6. Looks like Coach Pascal was down talking with the officials He's over there trying to get some clarification from officials as his team's making their way into the tunnel. And
coaches are never happy. They're never.
Ever.
No.
No.
There was something that they missed out there, and he's just wanting to alert them, hey, we got to look for this in the second half.
So now Coach Pascal's going to make his way over to Josh Bertuccini, and as he does, we will send it down to the sidelines, and here's Josh Bertuccini.
All right, Coach, obviously an outstanding first half for your team. You really came in with that big running game, and it seems like they haven't been able to slow it down yet.
Well, they slowed it down a little bit more than I want them to, but yeah, I mean, we've done defense playing great. I mean, that's the bottom line. Yeah, they've slowed us down. We've got to be better. We've got to do better.
Were you surprised that they started throwing the ball a little bit on that last possession?
Oh, no, they threw the ball last time we played and took it 80 yards in a minute and a half and scored to beat us.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
That's it, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Josh. That was Van Pascal, the head football coach for Cross County. Stick around. We've got a great halftime coming up as the Thunderbirds, they lead the EPC Warriors 20-6 in the 2A state championship game. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This broadcast is underwritten in part by...
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas PBS Sports. Better connected together. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas.
Hey everybody, David Basil here. It's halftime at War Memorial, and that means we are back here at Arkansas PBS Studios to share with you a little bit of what we've been working on. In a few minutes, Christina Munoz will introduce you to some All-Stars, both on the field and in the classroom. And we're going to introduce you to a high school football team that is literally beyond belief. But first, deep in the heart of South Arkansas, the town of Warren has been cultivating a culture of elite wide receivers. Here's their story.
Warren is a small town. It's known for its tomatoes and wide receivers.
Sawmill town, good salt-of-the-earth people.
Grew up with 4,000 people. I graduated with only 99. People love you there. The people love football there.
And on Friday night, it's packed. You're like, there's no way that many people's coming to a high school football game in this small community, and they do. They turn out.
You got a big community that's they on your side, and I just want to win. That's all I want to do is win.
Warren had always been a football town, but Coach Embry has taken it to the next levels. Started in 2000, so this makes my 26 years as head football coach.
Bo coming in, taking the job over as a young coach, and just switching from a power out to more of a spread offense.
Shotgun with one back and then 4 receivers, and then translated into no backs, people running 5 wide, and nobody else was doing it. I mean, honestly, we were the only team in our conference doing it.
I don't think a lot of people really believed in it early, but as you see with the the back-to-back state championships, the system started to work and kids started to get recruited.
It started with Brett Smith and Roshan Fellows and Terrence Hampton in 2001, and it kind of grew. College coaches all over the country can tell you Warren, Arkansas is one of those places we're going to look at.
The thing that kind of prepares you coming from Warren is Bo teaches you football.
Our guys start in the 7th grade, and we learn how to catch a football, why to catch a football, where to catch a football, because a lot of little things go into running great routes and to getting open, not just being fast or athletic.
He taught me everything I know. He helped me become a better player on the field, off the field, building my IQ.
Our kids play both sides of football. In the higher classifications, they only play on one side. When they get to college, if it don't work out, then they're pretty much in trouble. Whereas our guys, they played everywhere. Like, you look at Traylon Burks. He was our, 4th NFL pick since I've been here, which is crazy. But our first round draft choice, He played linebacker, he played safety, he punted, he returned punts, he returned kicks, he played quarterback, he played wideout. Antonio Jordan, same thing. Jarius Wright. You go back and you look at the list, Demontre McKnight, A.J. Avery, Ricardo Kemp, Chris Gregg, Greg Childs, Darvion Brown, and Jalen Marshall, who played at Arkansas State. So you're not getting a wide receiver. You're getting a football player.
Growing up, I seen a lot of guys like Antonio Jordan, Traylon Burks, just keep pushing themselves, and, it just makes me want to strive for more.
When Brett and Roshan, and they were at Tennessee, they would come back in the summer, work out with our guys. When you had Jarius and Greg and Chris, they would come back, work out with our guys.
I remind them that I sat in the same chairs in the same elementary schools that they did, the same junior highs, the same high school, the same locker rooms. Man, like I literally helped build those locker rooms. We had to sand the walls and stuff when we first got that indoors.
Knowing that you got those people that done came through here, knowing you coming through the same organization, feels good, feel like you on the right road.
It's tough to make it out of South Arkansas. I'm good at football. That's what I'm good at. That's what I know how to do. This is my ticket to get out of war. And that's one thing that I use. And it means more to us down there. It just means more.
Football has been the ticket to a much better life for a lot of kids in those football towns of rural Arkansas.
Warren is going to continue to produce great talent, and I truly believe that the sky's the limit for that football program down there.
Being a wide receiver coming out of Warren, it's a lot of hype about it, and I love just playing under the pressure.
They live for football. It's just part of the culture. It's who they are. It's what they do.
We had a dessert auction now where people made desserts, and we raised over $12,000. And people were buying pecan pies for $500. And it wasn't because of the pecan pie, it was because they want to support the Warren Lumberjacks.
Man, every Friday, the town shuts down just to come watch, Lumberjack football.
Shoot, you would think this town is pretty big. Everybody comes out to show out support.
Part of the very culture, not just the sport, but part of the fabric that holds that whole town together.
Football puts Warren on the map, and to see all the fans, filling up the bleachers and standing around the fence and things like that, because we helped make football important to that town, it's kind of a feeling you really can't replace.
From tomato crops to first-round draft picks, Warren keeps proving that small towns can raise big dreams. Now let's kick it over to Christina for a look at the 2025 Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars. Christina?
Thanks, Baz. Every year we scour the state to find athletes who not only excel on the field, but more importantly in the classroom. Here is your 2025 Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars. We kick it off with the 8-man Arkansas PBS Student All-Star. That is Cash Martin, a linebacker and running back for the Cedar Ridge Timberwolves. Cash has a 4.0 GPA and plans to go to college and get an engineering degree. Next up in the 2A classification, we have Peyton Willoughby, a senior with the Indians of Mark Tree. Peyton has a 4.11 GPA and is planning on attending college for the Air Force ROTC. Moving on to the 3A classification, here is Micah Gamble with the Fordyce Redbugs. With a 3.7 GPA, Micah wants to play football at the collegiate level and major in criminal justice. Braden Simpson with the Southside Charter Southerners is our 4A Arkansas PBS Student All-Star. Braden has a 4.0 GPA and plans to attend Harding University to play football and major in civil engineering. The 5A classification is well represented by Wally Wolcott, the quarterback for the Lakeside Rams. Wally has a 3.5 GPA and wants to play football at the collegiate level and become a coach. The Benton Panthers' Garrett Pilkington is the Arkansas PBS Student All-Star from the 6A classification. Garrett has a 4.06 GPA and is planning on attending UALR and going to pharmacy school. And finally, our 7A Student All-Star is Trey Thompson, the quarterback for the Bentonville West Wolverines. Trey has a 4.0 GPA and wants to major in marketing in college. Congratulations to all and way to go. You know, we may see some of these faces again in April here on Arkansas PBS for Quiz Bowl. Now, if you haven't seen Quiz Bowl, you'll want to make a note to watch this year. Some of the smartest high school students in the state meet up right here in this studio and square off, not only for bragging rights, but for some pretty big checks, too. And it is all live right here on Arkansas PBS. Now, let's throw it back to Baz for a look at a little bit of trickery in Arkansas football history. Baz?
Thanks, Christina. What do you get when you mix two merry jokesters and a fake football team? One of the greatest pranks in Arkansas history. Check out the story of the Village Academy Beavers.
The very first game was September 7th. Actually, that was the date that the article was published, so it would have been September 6th. We played Rayville, Louisiana, and Jess Norman gained 94 yards on 11 carries.
Jess Norman is one of the star athletes of all time here in Arkansas. He was an outstanding running back, quarterback, whatever, any position for the Village Academy Beavers back in the mid-'80s.
He was indescribable. His capabilities were limitless.
A lot of muscular definition, could jump, run.
He was fast, he was very intelligent.
I mean, he could outsmart the defense. Wherever Village Academy appeared, Jess Norman was going to be there.
Just so happened he didn't exist.
That's true, he did not exist. It was all made up. Bob Sybils is band director. I was the girls basketball coach at Jessieville High School.
Gary and I called the scores in for Jessieville every Friday night.
And we were talking about the fact that when we would call in the scores, Arkansas Democrat and Gazette, at that time we're having a newspaper war.
They were trying to get every score in the state within an hour.
I mean, we'd call in a score and we'd say Jessieville, and they'd say, "Who are y'all, Jacksonville?" And we'd say, "No, we're Jessieville."
And you're the Eagles. No, we played the Eagles, we're the Lions. And Gary got so frustrated that they could not keep straight where we were, who we were. He said, "I don't even know if they know if our school exists or not."
And the conversation began that we could probably just call in a make-believe score because the people taking the scores really had no idea about some of the small schools in the state.
That hit a ding with me, and I said, well, let's test it out.
Bob Sybils made that first call. He went across the street from Jessieville School, went to First Baptist Church to the pastor's office to make the first hoax call here.
I got the Village Academy football scores, and the guy that I got knew a little enough to say, "Village has a football team?"
Wait a minute, he says, "I've never heard of y'all before." He says, "Is this your first year for football?" And Bob said, "Yes, this is." And he said,
"Who's your best player?" And I said, "Jess Norman." We thought of that.
Our principal at Jessieville High School, his name was Norman Jesperson.
It'll be a kind of a play on words on his name, but nobody will know who that is.
So we turned his name around and called it Jess Norman.
And he said, "What's your mascot?"
Well, we hadn't even talked about a mascot. So Bob quickly came up with Beavers.
But he asked me so many questions that I knew it was going to be in there. The next morning, there it was.
And I don't know if we would have ever gotten going. I don't know if I would have ever made a call. But when he made the first call and it got started, hey, it was on. As we progressed with this and started calling in scores each week, I would make some calls, Bob would make some calls.
Had them play out-of-state schools. We were smart enough to realize we couldn't play other schools. Here in Arkansas, there'd be 2 scores in there.
We knew that we could not win every game, okay? We did not want to create too much attention to ourselves.
We weren't going to let Jess Norman run for 400 yards. Anything that would attract attention where they were going to say, "Wait a minute, that doesn't seem possible," and start looking. So those were just general guidelines on what we had to do to keep from being caught.
Coaches and band directors and friends around the state that couldn't wait to get a paper on Saturday morning to see how Village Academy did the night before.
Once they caught on, hey, this is real, we got a lot of people saying, "I just want to kick a field goal or an extra point."
We had a lot of fans that were getting into this. We had bumper stickers printed. One of the faculty members wrote a fight song. We had an alma mater. We were really getting into this big time. A lot of Village Academy fans. Village Academy Nation was big.
The elementary school principal was the only one at Jessieville that didn't think it was funny. And he said, "Y'all need to stop that." if something bad were to come of it, I can't stand up for you. And we said, we totally understand that. And we kept doing it.
We thought, okay, we'll call it, get it in there one time, and, you know, that'll be it, and we'll laugh about it, and they'll figure it out. There's, you know, and they won't put it back in there. Well, they didn't ever figure it out. We kept doing it for 4 years.
And there's the article of when we were actually caught by a reporter named Robert Yates.
One of our administrators sent in a note to the Arkansas Gazette and said,
you have a group of people in the state calling in fictitious football scores. He misspelled fictitious, by the way. He said they call their school Village Academy. There's no such school by that name. So Robert Yates took that letter and started investigating. He eventually figured out, no, this is not real.
We had a great program for 4 years until we got shut down.
I said, you fill it, the Village Academy coach said hi. He said, are you the one? I said, man, I've been wanting to try out for that team.
Once we got caught and we said, okay, we've been exposed, we'll have a celebration banquet at Rod's Pizza Cellar in Hot Springs.
And we had well over 100 people for us to tell the story of the Village Academy Beavers, talking about a make-believe football team that did not exist. Village Academy or Just Norman will appear, just pop up places you never expect, you know, just out of the wild blue.
I am amazed that it still pops up every once in a while. You know, this many years later, that was 1985 that we started it and quit in 88.
I think the fact that it went so long for 4 years had a lot to do. You know, if it was only a couple of times, nobody'd be saying anything about it.
So I think that's what keeps it going, is just how much fun it was back then and how many people enjoyed following it and being a part of it.
I don't know if it'll ever die. It'll go on forever.
From a joke to a statewide following, Jess Norman and the Village Beavers continue to spring up across Arkansas, breathing new life into the prank more than 40 years later. Now, Christina, it's about that time.
Yes, it is. Let's get you back to War Memorial Stadium for the second half of the High School State Football Championship.
Right here on Arkansas PBS.
This broadcast is underwritten in part by...
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas PBS Sports. Better connected together. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas.
UAMS is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. UAMS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at UAMShealth.com.
That's one fly for the Wyoming County. There's a dunk inside as the icing on the cake for Ladarius. Here's a big play by Roberts. He'll go down the left side. One man to beat. He'll walk in the end zone for a touchdown. Right ahead. Here's a running lane at the 5. He'll walk in, touchdown. There we go, Johnny Diaz.
5A Baseball Championship. Hard hit once again down the left field line. Double and score 4-0 Valleyfield.
The wall. It's gone. 3-run homer.
You have to. This is the time to dig in and get the job done.
Kenzie Freeman with the big swing from the right side. She puts down another kill. All that hard work finally paid off. She tries to go cross court. Nobody home right in the middle.
Don't go anywhere because we've got a lot in store for you.
Here's the Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars Class of 2024.
The Unified Team is Special Olympic partners and peer partners.
Friends,
It's just incredible to watch how they have been impacted by this experience.
Hugo Bezdek's biggest contribution was the adoption of the Razorbacks and a whole sense of pride for this state and for this university.
What a game it was.
It's an exclamation point for an all-time Arkansas team.
Winrock Automotive supports Arkansas athletes as a sponsor of the Arkansas PBS Sports broadcast of the high school state championship games, with 7 dealerships across the state serving Little Rock, Conway, and Jonesboro. Winrock Automotive is community-focused and provides vehicle sales and service across Arkansas. We're honored to be a part of these unforgettable moments celebrating Arkansas student athletes. Winrock Automotive, connecting communities through service and support.
Back here at War Memorial Stadium as it's halftime of the 2A state championship game where Cross County, they lead EPC by a score of 20-6. And Wes, a lot of running for the Thunderbirds, a little mix up between passing and throwing for EPC in that first half, but really it's been all Cross County so far here in the first half.
Yeah, technically Cross County hasn't thrown a pass. The 2-point conversion isn't in the stats, but they have rushed the ball over and over and over. You see Caden Crawford with his big touchdown run. He went 66 yards, first score of the game, 6-0. Davion Simmons added a 4-yard touchdown run to make it 12-0. Then Gaines gets on the board. Jacob Gaines goes 34 yards on the handoff, and it's 12-6. But then the quarterback sneak from Cale Searcy and the 2-point conversion makes it 20-6, and that's your score at the half.
Well, let's head down to the sidelines real quick as JB's got Brandon Powell, the head coach of EPC.
Well, Coach, obviously a battle in the first half, back and forth. Y'all grabbed a lot of momentum in that second quarter and then a tough finish. What's the message at halftime?
Come out and play a good second half. We're still in this game. We get the ball at halftime, so you got to go down and score and make this a one-possession game and play a good second half and go finish this.
Seems like a spark of some kind offensively would go a long way right now, Coach.
Just make a play here and there, get something going and get a little spark going, get some energy going.
Thank you so much. Best of luck. All right, fellas.
Thank you, Josh, as that was head coach Brandon Powell for East Poinsett County. And Wes, you were talking about the running game and the stats. There they are on the screen right there. 108 total yards for EPC, 183 for Cross County.
Well, we talked about this being a game that was going to be won in the trenches. Right now at the first half, Cross County is winning the game in the trenches, rushing the ball for 183 and holding EPC to just 50 yards rushing. 12 carries, 50 yards. They got 58 yards throwing the ball, but look at the time of possession. Cross County's had the ball the entire game, it's felt like, and then they've been able to punch it in for 3 touchdowns. And defensively, man, they've been getting the job done. The one big play from Gaines, and that's really been it for EPC.
Well, both teams are back out on the playing surface right now, getting their final warm-ups. Got about 45 seconds till we get things kicked off here in the 2A game. Don't forget, coming up tonight, we've got more state championship football as you've got the 7A game. Bryant and Bentonville, a rematch of last year's state championship game. That'll be under the lights here at War Memorial Stadium this evening. And then on Saturday, you've got the 5 and 6A game. You've got Robinson and Lakeside at noon on Saturday. And then at 6:30, you've got Greenwood and Shiloh Christian, another rematch in a state championship game. Going to be some good football this weekend.
Well, you think about it, that's the kind of the theme for the rest of this weekend. Rematches. You got a rematch of last year's championship game between Bryant and Bentonville. And then Lakeside and Robinson playing for the 4th time in 2 years. They've been playing in the non-conference and met in the playoffs the last 2 years. This time, of course, in the state championship game. And then Shiloh Christian and Greenwood, a couple of conference foes. Just like this game, they've already played each other in conference. And they'll have a rematch for all the marbles in the state championship game.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that Lakeside-Robinson game. Just both those two teams are going to be fun to watch. I've been keeping up with them all year long, and really wanted to see what they turn out for the state championship game here at War Memorial Stadium.
The deuce should be loose for Robinson this week. He didn't get to play last week due to an ankle injury. It's just been bothering him, and so they held him out last week, been rehabbing, and they're very hopeful he'll be able to play tonight and be closer. He won't be 100%, but hopefully he'll be a little closer to sign with the SFA earlier, and I felt like he was one of those that some of the in-state schools let get away.
Yeah, he was, earlier in the year when the Little Rock Touchdown Club announced the Darren McFadden Award, he was in the running for that at one point. I mean, he's a great little running back. You're right here from Central Arkansas. Here's the onside kick, and it takes a big hop. EPC is going to recover it back past or right at the 40-yard line. That almost got away from him there for a moment, but EPC will get the football at the 40-yard line.
We saw a bunch of onside kicks last night, and we've seen several today. Haven't seen one recovered yet.
I don't think Cross County's kicked it deep once in this game so far.
No. It's been all onside kicks, just like Woodlawn last night. They went with the onside kick every attempt, and they were unfortunately not able to recover one.
So East Poinsett County, they've got it at the 40-yard line. Eli Blag, the quarterback, going to hand it off, gives it off to Buchanan. He'll go straight ahead out to the 44-yard line and pick up 4 yards on the play.
Little power run from the quarterback. Caden Finley was the first one to get there, and he ends up after bouncing off of him, holding on to his legs and waits for his teammates to come. You see the good kick out block there on, actually you don't, it was on playback 4, but they took out Danny Beal and ran right at him, and that was a good block to take Danny Beal out of the play.
So it's 2nd down and 6, just underway here in the 3rd quarter. They're going to line up 2 receivers to the near side. Direct snap to Buchanan. He'll work it outside, gets past the 45, steps out of bounds at the 46. It'll be a 2-yard gain. That'll bring up 3rd down.
That time Danny Beal got upfield and kind of blew up the play and just kept forcing EPC to string it out wide, and the rest of his teammates were chasing the play down. Just nothing there. They just couldn't find any room to run and cut it upfield. You're running that outside. You'd like to plant that foot and get upfield, and there was just nowhere to go.
3rd down and 4 with the ball at the 46. Blag going to look to throw, and it's in and out of the hands of the defensive end, Colby Walker, who was able to jump up. It jumped right through his hands, Wes, that time. He was thinking, I had an interception right there. I was going to be able to go all the way to the house with it.
It just kind of drops back into coverage, gets into the throwing lane, and they were going right there to that receiver, and Lane gets his hands up, or Walker gets his hands up, knocks it down.
EPC going to go for it here on 4th down. And with the hard count to try to make them jump.
Tried it again.
And Blag is the punter. And they're going to go for it. Blag going to look to throw, and it's almost intercepted again. That time went off the hands of Caden Finley, and another turnover on downs for East Poinsett County.
Well, there's a first little change in the game plan. They've been killing them with these little in routes coming across the middle. They're getting the linebackers back, dropping into coverage, getting their hands up. That's 2 plays in a row. Finley this time, Walker last time. They're just getting back into coverage a little deeper, getting into those passing lanes and knocking it down. In the first half, those linebackers were coming up and trying to stop the run. Now they know. They're throwing it over their heads. Get back, knock that pass down, or pick it off.
So it's 1st down and 10 with the ball at the 46. Toss goes right side in the hands of Crawford. Crawford just spinning off defenders, shaking them off, takes it all the way down to the 25. Boy, he runs really, really hard when he runs.
A 21-yard gain that time for Crawford. Started at the 46, and he's just following just the same old play. They've been doing it play after play after play. Pull a couple of guys. You see him running right behind Danny Beal, and has a big hole there, and then just starts just breaking tackles.
So it's a 1st down for Cross County. They're going to spot him down at the 26-yard line. Searcy tosses it once again to Crawford, and he has nowhere to go. Ball comes out, though, and Crawford is able to jump back on it. It's going to be a loss on the play as they take it back to the 33.
That was a late whistle. I thought the play was dead and stopped. He was kind of going backwards, and I think that's what he was saying. Blow your whistle. Here we go. Following his blocks. Good job by the defensive lineman. Can't see a number there. All they did just kind of ripped it out. Play wasn't quite dead, so good job by the officials of letting them play a little bit. But one of the defensive linemen from EPC, I think it was Real. I couldn't see a number because he was down on the ground, just came crashing in and made the play.
So it's a 2nd down and 17. Toss this time goes to Armstrong, and he has nowhere to go as Cam Thomas came in to make the stop. Got back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 17 now.
Another little adjustment from the defense. That's EPC, and they got Cam Thomas, the safety, playing deeper down, charging in, playing a little run blitz, getting into the backfield and blowing up the play. They're doing a lot of pulling and sweeps and tosses, and if you sit back and wait for it, you're going to get blocked. Well, they're not sitting back and waiting anymore. They're attacking, but Coach Pascal's got an answer for that, and so he'll see what they're doing and change it up and try to bust them.
3rd down and 17. They toss it to Crawford. He'll go straight ahead, spins at the 25, and he'll be taken down to 24-yard line. So that's going to bring up now a 4th down and about 8 for Cross County. Is coming in that time. It was Shepard who was able to come in, as well as Ryder Gill, who made the stop.
Got about half of what you needed. It was 3rd and 17. You got to get to the 21. The ball's on the 29, so you got 8 yards to go. You picked up 9 right there. Try to get them to jump off sides. Went with the hard count, trying to get a free 5 yards. Looks like he's going to call timeout.
Yeah,
he's just letting it go down, and he's already standing next to the sideline official.
So they're going to stop the clock at 8 minutes and 14 seconds as Cross County will call their first timeout here in the 2nd half.
Watching Danny Beal, he stayed in his position, kind of leaned over for a long time, and he was holding his knees, and I don't know if he's got a little injury, something dinged up, one of his knees bothering him, but he was laboring to get over to the sideline. Now he's bent over in the huddle right now.
Well, Wes, we know they're going to run it.
Well, 4th and 8, 4th and 9. They'd thrown it once on a 2-point conversion, and it was wide open, but nobody was thinking pass at that time. And now in the back of EPC's mind, they're thinking this could be a pass, so you're not going to catch them by surprise.
So if you're Van Pascal and let's just say you run the football, you're going to try to stretch it out a little bit to pick up those yardage, or go with what's been working and try to split the middle and pick up your yards that way?
They're averaging about 5.9 yards per play, about 6 yards per play, so you need a little bit more than that right now.
It is 4th down and 8 with the ball at the 24-yard line. Searcy going to go toss sweep. They'll stretch it out right side. Trying to find a block. Gets it to the 20, down to the 19. Not going to be enough for the 1st down. And it'll be a turnover on downs for Cross County. And it looks like there's a player hurt for Cross County right now. That looks like it's Crawford.
Yeah, it's Crawford, and that head hit the turf hard. He was slunk down to the ground, and maybe a head injury that they're looking at.
Well, while they tend to him, we'll take a timeout as it's 20-6 Cross County, and you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For over 70 years, Farm Bureau Insurance has offered coverage for automobiles, homes, farms, and lives across Arkansas. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association. More at afbic.com.
Tell me, have you ever truly been in love?
Once.
What happened?
You are an excellent detective. The world has changed. You need to change with it.
This is the place to meet the right people.
You must have hope. You cannot live without hope.
Coming soon to Arkansas PBS.
Team sports in Arkansas really is the building of character. It's being able to get through trials and tribulations as a team. You take those lessons from team sports and use them in everyday life situations. I'm RJ Hawk. Please consider giving to Arkansas PBS Sports.
Pull out your phone real quick. Scan that QR code on your screen, and you can contribute. Every dollar goes directly towards supporting these broadcasts. Every bit helps us continue to showcase these amazing athletes and their communities. Together, we can keep the spirit of Arkansas and the sports alive. It's right here on Arkansas PBS Sports. Go to myarpbs.org, sports donate to contribute to the fund.
Here's a big run by Jacob Gaines as he was able to split it out right side as he'll take it all the way out to the 35-yard line.
How about the quarterback leading the way?
Yeah.
Black got 2 blocks on that. He took out one, kept running, got another block. That's what it takes. Got to get all 10 guys blocking for him.
So it's a 1st down and 10 with the ball at the 35-yard line. Black going to keep it himself straight ahead. Picks up a couple on the play.
Time he rolled back kind of to his left, saw a hole, stopped. Linebackers for EPC for Cross County quickly filled the hole, so that limited it to just about a 3-yard gain.
By the way, Crawford's now in it on defense, so it looks like he'll be okay. After he was injured on the last offensive possession. Now, here is Gaines once again. He'll go right side. It's taken right side and thrown down. That time it was Caden Crawford who came in to make the stop.
Gaines is like, dude, I was out of bounds. I mean, what are we doing here? I don't know if he ever was out of bounds before they picked him up and tackled him. It was kind of a form tackle, got him down low, and here's a look at it. Let's see if he was ever out of bounds before they tackled. Not out. No, that's a good play.
He just tackled him out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, picks him up inbounds and then puts him down on the ground out of bounds.
So it's 3rd down and 3. They pass it out right side to Perry. He'll get it past the 50, picks up the 1st down into Cross County territory at the 48. That time it was Kelby Armstrong who came in to make the stop.
Yeah, good tackle by Armstrong in open field. If he doesn't make that tackle, could have been bigger, but it's just a simple play. They only needed 3 yards. Corners are playing well off. You get one wide receiver blocking for him. He picks up the 1st down easily.
So it's 1st and 10. Direct snap goes to Gaines. Got to work behind his blockers. It's another great run as he'll take it down to the 41-yard line.
Well, you see the power of Gaines. Caden Finley came through and hit him hard, and Gaines just bounced off of it, kept his legs moving, picked up another 5 yards after that hit.
So it's a 2nd down and 3. Stops the clock at 6 minutes and 58 seconds. Man in motion, that's Buchanan who's going to get the handoff, and he has nowhere to go, and he's going to lose big yardage that time. Going to be a loss of about 6 yards on the play.
Danny Beal was just shucked his blocker. He was just watching. There he is. He's just looking, waiting. Then just engulfs the running back and throws him to the ground.
I'm telling you, he puts his arms around you. You're not going very far.
And that's the athleticism that people, that's why he was being recruited by major colleges. For a big guy to be able to move like that, that's impressive.
3rd down and 8. Fake the handoff. Bly going to look to throw now, runs with it, and he fumbles the football and falling on it back into Cross County territory.
That was the combination again. Bill got there first, couldn't bring him down. Then Roderick Williams brings him down. Honestly, I didn't think he fumbled. I thought he was lateraling it, throwing it back to somebody. He just saw his own colored jerseys, but it was on offensive lineman. That's Bill, misses him around the neck, and then there's Williams, and then he just kind of tosses it. Oh, yeah, he had Gaines right there. I think he was tossing it to Gaines. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe that ball was coming loose, but it was the defensive pressure from that defensive line again. Roderick Williams, we saw Roderick Williams miss a sack earlier, and Bill finished it up. This time Bill misses the sack, and Roderick Williams finishes it up. That's a great 1-2 punch.
So now you've got a 4th down and 13, and EPC is going to punt it. Corbin Allen's going to come on to punt. And then back deep, you've got Kelby Armstrong for Cross County. He'll stand at the 20-yard line.
I think that's the right choice. Still third quarter, 5 minutes to go. Play a little field position. Try to pin them deep. Let your defense go out there and try to get a stop and get the ball back for the offense.
They're about to run out of time on the play clock, and they do. And it's going to be another penalty on EPC. They were trying to get guys onto the field, and that'll back them up another 5 yards.
Yeah, no need to use a timeout right there. Just take the 5-yard penalty. But yeah, I think they had 9 out there, got 1 out there, and then they realized that's still just 10, so we got to get somebody else out there. And finally, by the time they got the 11th man out there, the play clock was pretty much done. For a team, they don't punt often.
Yeah.
So when they yell punt team, the guys aren't used to it.
So here's the 4th down and 18 punt, and it's not a good one. It's going to hit, but it's going to take a great roll inside the 20, still rolling down to the 16-yard line.
It's like when you top a ball or skull a ball off the tee box on the par 3. Rolls and rolls and rolls, ends up on the green. Everybody's like, good shot. And you're like, not really, but
that's what I do. And I get par out of it, and they're like, man, it was a great hole for you.
Yeah. You know what? No one will remember that was a bad punt. They'll just remember he got it inside the 20-yard line.
You're exactly right. So Cross County is going to have the ball at the 16-yard line with 5:17 to play in the third quarter.
Now the defense for EPC. The Warriors got to stiffen, try to get this stop right here, get the ball back to the offense, and you know Cross County would love just to march down the field, take up the rest of this quarter, and score a touchdown.
And here's a handoff. This is to Simmons, who's back in the ball game. Simmons, who went out earlier in the ball game with a shoulder injury, he's back.
You know what? This is the last game of the year. You tape it up, you do whatever you can to get back out on the field. We watched it all last night in the 8-man game. By the end of the game, I think Woodlawn, about a half of their team was limping around, barely could get around. But they, in 8-man, they just don't have many backups. And that's the case here, too. These guys are playing both ways. They don't want their backup to come in. They're going to do everything they can just to gut it out and finish this game.
2nd down and 9. Toss goes left side to Armstrong. A nice running lane, and he'll be taken down just short of the 25 at the 24. He'll be about 2 yards shy of the first down.
Tay Simmons that time, he laid the block, and I guess his shoulder's feeling pretty good. He sealed off the linebacker. Linebacker was coming through, thought he was going to make a tackle, and Simmons popped him and opened up the hole for him. And a nice gain on 2nd down, sets up 3rd and short.
So 3rd down and 2 with the ball at the 24-yard line. Handed straight ahead. Got a penalty flag down back at the 25 as he was able to get it out to the 28. It's enough for a first down, but let's check the penalty flag.
I think they got holding. I think Doug Reel got held, but probably not necessary. They just followed the center and the 2 guards and just had a massive push. Chop block.
So the first down doesn't stand up.
The chop block came. Roderick Williams went low, and as he was engaged low, the tight end came across and finished him off. Not really. I think they missed that. Danny Bill, they said because he was engaged low, Bill came over the top, but he didn't really ever hit him. It was just a good low block, a good block down low.
So that takes the ball now from a 3rd down and 2 all the way back to the 12-yard line.
There were a lot of chop blocks going on that play, both on the right side and the left side. Maybe they called it on the left side. I was looking at the right side, and that was legal. Maybe on the left side on that chop block, he was engaged down low, and the other player came in up high. So I was watching the center and the guards. Man, they got a push. I mean, he walked for the first down.
3rd down and 14. Gonna hand it off inside, that time to Crawford. He has nowhere to go. He's got about a yard on the play to bring up a 4th down and 13. And the punting unit is going to come on for Cross County.
EPC's defense got it done. That time Lee Buchanan came in filling the hole. The running back saw him and tried to turn it up, and there was another player there. But, the chop block becomes a costly penalty for Cross County. And EPC forces the punt, gets off the field, gets it back to their offense, and playing the field position game, they may end up getting better field position.
Quincy Perry back deep for EPC. He'll catch it at the 50-yard line. Trying to dance around. He'll get inside the 50. We've got a penalty flag down back at the 48. And he'll get knocked out of bounds at around the 42-yard line.
Maybe calling a blindside hit here. It was close. I don't know if he ever got his head around, saw what was coming. Maybe a defensive. We'll take a look at a little replay on the left side. He never saw him. Yeah, that's a good call. They called that on EPC. EPC fans didn't like it. I mean, it was right in front of their bench, and you could hear them booing and yelling right away. But the Cross County fans, how about the Cross County fans today?
They showed up.
I am very impressed. For 2A, they have probably 3 times, maybe 4 times as many fans as EPC. That is a good showing for 2A. Come all the way from Northeast Arkansas down to Little Rock for the game. Very impressed with those Cross County fans. EPC taking over at their own 42.
So here's the handoff straight ahead to Buchanan as he'll take it out past the 45 down to the 48-yard line.
A little different formation that time. But he picked up 6 on first down.
So 2nd down and 4 with the ball at the 48. Here's another running play. This time it's Gaines, and Gaines gets a big gain out to the 41-yard line.
They're going direct snap to the running back and letting the quarterback, not your typical quarterback in Eli Bragg, be the lead blocker. Watch Bragg. Comes in, seals, gets a good block, picks up the first down.
Well, here's the thing. Bragg he's got the body type of a linebacker, and so he just gets in there and starts, opening up holes. Here he goes again. And that time, Cross County was able to bottle it up for a 1-yard loss.
Same play, but at that time I think it was Markel Ward, 52. Got a little penetration, stopped the offensive lineman. The offensive lineman gets in the way, and there's nowhere for him to go.
And Caden Finley also came in to help stop that play, and now you've got a 2nd down and 11. 1:48 to play left here in the 3rd quarter. Cross County holding on to a 14-point lead. Direct snap. That time to Gaines, and Gaines will take it out to the 36-yard line.
4th time in a row that they've run that play. Basically a direct snap to one of the 2 running backs with Eli Bragg leading the way. 3 of the 4, it's been very successful.
So you've got a 3rd down and 5 after the 6-yard pickup.
Until they stop it, you just keep going with it, I would say. I mean, you got 2 downs here to get first down. You go with, change it up. That was a lateral.
Now here's Quincy Perry. Going to take it past the 35 down to the 34. It's a 2-yard gain. And that'll bring up 4th down as Kelby Armstrong came in to make the stop.
I think he probably threw it a little bit further behind the line of scrimmage than he wanted to. And if he throws it out in front of him a little bit, he catches it on the run. He picks up the first down. Instead, he has to kind of stop, go backwards a little bit. When he threw it so far backwards, I thought, well, maybe this is a trick play. We're about to see a lateral and then another pass.
So 4th down and 3, down to 25 seconds left in the quarter. There's 13 seconds on the play clock. Direct snap. Gives it to Gaines. Spin move. He'll get the first down and much more as he takes it to the 26-yard line. And that will probably be the last play here of the quarter unless they try to get to the line. And they are. Clock's rolling at 13 seconds.
Cross County came on the linebacker blitz, but they guessed the wrong gap and came in the wrong hole.
Here's Gaines on the direct snap once again, right side. And he'll be taken down for a 1-yard loss. That time it was Sawyer Powell who came in to make the stop, and that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter of play here in the 2A state championship game. Hold on tight because we're going to have a good one in the 4th quarter where Cross County, they lead at 20-6 over East Poinsett County. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank supports communities across Arkansas and is a proud supporter of the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports, providing financial services since 1999. Member FDIC. More at my100bank.com.
Everyone's so happy you're home, darling. Come inside. It's just so exciting. It's a real treat.
What an amazing family.
Let's get this show on the road!
That sounds like a party.
Marvelous. Will I get presents? Oh, I love this.
The future of Arkansas PBS, its programs, and its irreplaceable purpose all rest on a strong foundation of community support. Help us continue to impact lives for generations to come. Keep good going with a tax-deductible donation of just $5 a month. Visit myarpbs.org/donate to learn more.
Get your live action photos from the game at myarpbs.org/photos. Grab free downloads, have prints made. These are a great championship keepsake.
Those guys do such a great job. All the folks at Arkansas PBS doing a great job all weekend long trying to get all these championships brought statewide. So, folks, if you can't make it to the game, you can watch on Arkansas PBS in your hometown.
I was thinking that during the break, how big was that last 2-point conversion? What if it was 18-6?
100%. Now here's Gaines trying to get it around the right side, has nowhere to go, got back to the line of scrimmage, and now you've got a third down for EPC.
We've been talking a lot about Danny Beal and Roderick Williams, but Markel Ward keeps making play after play. He blew that up again, 52. You see him there at the bottom of your screen at that left defensive end spot. He just gets some penetration, stops the offensive lineman, and it just messes up the play. He may have not made the tackle, but he made the play.
Third down and 11, ball at the 27. Bly going to look to throw. Going down the right side of the field, and he just overthrows his intended target. That was Quincy Perry.
Hawk again. I mean, it was just a jump ball, but Hawk gets his head around and is making a play on the ball. So there's no pass interference. He sees the ball and is able to make a play. Look at it. He's just got his head. He sees it the whole way and just throws his left hand up there, flips it away. Incomplete pass. Good job, Hawk.
He was just backpedaling. He just said, I'm just going to watch this thing with my back to the end zone. So now you've got a fourth down and 11.
You got to get one more stop from those DBs. Looks like they'll probably throw it here unless the quarterback tries to scramble around.
Got to get it to the 16-yard line. Here's a pass left side. There's some miscommunication as Devin McGee went inside and Black thought he was going outside, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
I thought he was running a corner route, but he ran a post route. And you had another receiver, Quincy Perry, running across the middle, and he's pleading that you give me a look. Look at me, but just miscommunication there. I tell you what, the cross-county sideline, they were yelling at the sideline official wanting illegal procedure. They felt like one of the receivers at the top got off to a little bit of a fast start, and I don't know if he got off to a fast start or the others got off to a slow start, but he was obviously moving before the other guys.
But I think they're okay with the result.
Yes, the result. They're like, never mind. That wasn't.
That was not that bad.
Good call. That was a no call.
So here is Cross County as they go right side to Simmons, and he'll take it out past the 30, but we do have a penalty flag down back at the 29-yard line.
I wonder if we got another chop block.
And down on the turf for East Poinsett County, that's Buchanan who's down. Buchanan's laying there, and his teammate.
He's like, never mind. No, he's fine.
He's good.
Stay over there.
He's catching his breath real quick.
And another chop block. It's the second time they've got him over on the left side. Check out the left side of the screen. Going low, got 50, engaged low. They come in high.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Just one guy can go low, that's it. But then when the other guy comes in and hits him high, you can't do a double team like that.
So that'll back the ball up to the 19-yard line.
And it's costly.
At the 14-yard line.
Yeah, they got to get all the way out to the 37, so that's a big penalty.
It's at a first down and 23 now.
Got another flag. Maybe a sideline warning on Coach. Coach Pascal was over there really giving it to him. Yep. That's his way of saying that's enough, Coach.
Yeah.
That's enough. All right, I've let you talk.
I think Pascal went over and just looked at him and said, I'm sorry, and went back down the sidelines. Here is a handoff. Goes right side to Simmons. And Simmons will take it out past the 20-yard line to the 21. So if you're Cross County West, so right now you get you a couple yards, but you just bleed that play clock, and just the time's on your side right now.
Oh yeah, you're taking your time. You would love to get some first downs. That's why that chop block call is so costly. It's hard for them to overcome a first and 23. They're going to need a big play to try to get out of the hole. They got 7 there, so that's a start.
Here's a handoff to Simmons. Right side, bounces off a couple of defenders, and he just can't get anywhere outside the 24-yard line. He does pick up a couple on the play. And so that's going to bring up a third down and 13 now for Cross County.
He was able to break 2 tackles, but not the last tackle. I'll tell you what, Devin McGee came in with a little fire under his helmet and laid him out. Third time was not the charm. Broke 2, but not the third. And when you're up 2 possessions, you're just working the clock. I'm surprised they snapped it so quickly.
Here's a pitch that goes to Armstrong. He'll get past the 35 and be taken down to the 37. That is going to be right there at the sticks.
Wow. They're marking him at the 37. If he needed to get to the 37, he got it. I thought he actually got it. Let's look at this mark, see if it's the 37. 30. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, there's a penalty flag down at the 30, though. Just saw that. There's a hold against Cross County at the 30.
The mark doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, thank Chris Babb for seeing that as there was an official standing over the flag, and I heard all the booing, and I was like, what is going on? And there was a penalty flag back there to back them up even farther. So now they're going to put the ball at the 20-yard line.
Caught 2 costly penalties on this drive. Looked like they may have gotten out of the hole. Now they're going to have to get another big run maybe. Or do they finally throw it?
So it's third down and 17. Going to hand it off, this time to Crawford. He's going to cut it outside. It's past one man. He'll be strung out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That time it was McGee who was able to make the tackle.
Great pursuit. I mean, just kept stringing it out, and use the sideline as your friend and come in and make the tackle and force the punt.
So now it's 4th down and 12 at the 25, and Cross County is going to look to punt.
You know, you think about with Cross County and their defense. I mean, it's arguably the best defense in 2A. You got a 2-possession lead. There's nothing wrong with punting the ball.
Quincy Perry back deep to receive the punt. He'll take it to the 35. Brings it up right side. Cuts it back towards the middle of the field and will be taken down at around the 42-yard line. And with 8:55 left here in the fourth quarter, Cross County leads at 20-6. It's the 2A championship, and you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships right here on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Everett Buick GMC provides vehicles to Arkansas families and supports local organizations. Community involvement has been part of our story for generations. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports. More at everettbgmc.com.
I want to give you the best life I can.
I've got the best life.
Brush her down, Jimmy.
Like this?
That's it.
I'll never grow tired of seeing it.
Animals all want the same thing. A home and love.
Absolutely glorious.
Coming soon to Arkansas PBS.
This holiday season, you can give yourself a present while impacting the future. When you donate to Arkansas PBS, your gift serves all of Arkansas through media that educates, informs, entertains, and inspires. Make your tax-deductible gift before December 31st. It's a gift that will have an impact for generations to come. Visit myarpbs.org/donate. Thank you and happy holidays from Arkansas PBS.
Get all the latest information from Arkansas PBS. Visit myarpbs.org/sign-up. Get involved with Arkansas PBS Sports. Great job. They always do for all the state championship games. Football, baseball, softball, basketball. Next thing you know, we'll be in Hot Springs in March doing some basketball games. Huge drive here. This is almost must-score territory.
Here's a pass that goes right side, and that's into the hands of Gaines.
Down 2 scores, 8:52 to go in the game. With Cross County's offense, it's not quite there to a must score, but I don't know how many more possessions they get. 3 at the most, I would think, but it could be 2 with 2 more possessions.
But
they do have their timeouts.
I'll also say EPC has moved the ball between the 20s quite well. It's just when they've gotten inside the 20s, been a bit of a struggle. As here's a pass play that goes to Perry, and he's going to work it back outside, past the 30, down to the 25, and he's gone to the 5. Touchdown.
They finally broke the man-to-man coverage. Tell you what, Cross County's been playing man-to-man all day long. They brought only 1 safety. They got everybody else playing the run. They said our DBs can cover you. And they've done a good job until right here. Just that little fake move, the hesitation move. He's able to get to the outside, and Perry's just got too much speed. And Perry just sprints to the end zone. And just like that, it is a 1-score game. Down 8. Do they go for the extra point? They go for 2. I think they're going for 2.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to line up for 2. It's a 20-12 game. Direct snap. Goes to Gaines. He'll work right side, walk into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good.
Too much speed. We just saw it on the last 2 plays. The speed from EPC. Perry had too much speed, and that time Gaines looked like he was going to be stopped, but he outran the linebacker or the defensive end. He gets to the outside. No one could catch him. He sprints to the corner of the end zone. Now we got a ball game. 6-point game. 8:42 to go. This one's nowhere near over. Cross County needs to respond. They got to get that offense going. Clean up the penalties. That stopped them on their last drive. We've seen the running game very effective using their size. Well, then we just saw EPC use their speed.
So 8:42 left. It's a 1-score game, and EPC's going to kick off. Their defense has really stepped up here in the second half.
Yeah, that was our first score of the second half.
Yeah.
They were scoreless in the third quarter.
And it's going to be an onside kick, and the ball's still on the turf, and EPC comes up with it.
The kicker got it. The quarterback, Eli Blagg. He kicked it, came squirting loose, and he recovers it. First onside kick recovered today.
And Cale Searcy, he bobbled it off the onside kick, and here it is on the replay. Cale Searcy has it go off his chest, and Blagg is right there to jump on top of it. And EPC is going to have the football back with 8:38 to play here in the ball game.
That was a good onside kick, too. That thing was wobbling, end over end, side to side. You never know what kind of bounce you're going to get. And it was an awkward bounce, and they weren't able to recover it. Squirts loose, and there's Black to recover it.
So it's 1st down and 10.
Momentum's on this EPC side right now, and you know what? Cross County's going to call timeout. They're going to talk about this, try to settle everybody down, get the defense that they want. Here he is. Look at him. Telling everybody be quiet. Let me talk. Listen to me. Look at him. Great stuff right there. Great camera work inside the huddle. We're okay. He just said we're okay.
You've got to tamper down the emotions right now for both these two teams, especially EPC, because they've got so much momentum after just scoring, but you just don't want to waste a drive like this just because you're a little too amped up. You know what I'm saying, Wes? Because at the end of the day, the better team in the second half to me has been EPC. They've played better defensively, and then offensively, they've been able to get into the end zone.
Yeah, they hit the big play. That's been the story for EPC.
Cross County was the team of the first half.
Yeah. EPC's hit 2 big plays, and that's their scoring plays. And I think that's what Coach Pascal was just reminding them. Guys, we're okay. We have a very good defense. If I was to tell you we're up in the 4th quarter of the state championship game, would you take it? We're up.
Yeah.
Go get a stop.
So it's 1st down and 10, ball at the 48-yard line. Gaines comes in motion. They're going to fake the handoff to him, and Black is going to take it straight ahead out past the 45 down to the 44-yard line.
Good running from Black. Powerful, just kept his legs moving. Looked like they had him stopped. They had him for not much, but he broke a tackle and just kept going.
So it's 2nd down and 6. Clock running at 8:15 and counting.
You see EPC taking their time a little bit too, because they know, Cross County, if for them to go on a long scoring drive, it takes time.
Well, we saw EPC earlier attempt an extra point. It didn't go very well for him, as Black will take the shotgun snap, going big ball left side, and it's over the head of his wide receiver that time, trying to hook up with Perry once again.
I'm so impressed with these DBs for Cross County.
They're really good.
They turn their head and look for the ball, find the ball, and play the ball. Too many I see it in college. I watch a team on Saturdays.
You see the pros.
That they never turn around and look for the ball.
Yes.
And, it's a short ball, and you run into him, pass interference. If you'll turn your head around and look for the ball, you're not going to get that call, or you might pick it off. Find the ball in the air. And that's coached. You can tell they're very well coached.
And I think that's also part of the reason why they're one of the best defenses in 2A.
Yeah, they can put their corners out on an island and put 8 guys in the box with 1 safety. Now they bring the safety up.
Here's a double handoff inside. That time they tried to get Buchanan with the ball. He actually lost a yard on the play as Mikkel Ward came in, as well as Sawyer Powell. They were able to stuff him for a 1-yard loss. Now it's a 4th down and 8.
Making a little substitution. They're getting Simmons back in the ball game. They've been resting Simmons a little bit after that shoulder injury, not playing every snap.
So 4th down and 8, ball at the 46-yard line. And now we've got whistles, and a timeout's going to be charged to EPC with 7:04 to play here in the ball game. But hey, before we go back to that onside kick, I want to go down to JB on the sidelines. JB, I would imagine the EPC sideline right now is pretty electric.
Absolutely, energy level picking up. And just shortly before that, Cross County looked like they were going for the kill. The Thunderbird calls were raining out of that side of the stadium. You absolutely have seen a great turnout from both fan bases here today, fellas. What a turnaround by EPC. The last 2 drives, energy picking up, and right now they're all saying, we're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. So, guys, this feels like it's going down to the wire.
Thanks, JB. Hey, let's go back to that onside kick, guys, because what Black did, they were set up and looked like they were going to kick it deep, and did a great job, as you talked about, disguising the onside kick. to where they were able to get it. And here's the onside kick right here. Blag does a great job with it. And just the fact that they disguised it well to be able to come up with it and get this momentum. Been a great turnaround here in the second half for EPC.
Huge play, 4th and 8.
Ball at the 46-yard line. Blag going to take the snap, going to roll left, under pressure, going to throw it downfield, has Perry, and it's deflected away. That time it was Hawk who came in and knocked it away, and it'll be a turnover on downs, but we do have a penalty flag down back on the far side of the field at the 45-yard line.
Hawk once again playing the ball in the air. You do have Blag still down on the ground. He took a big hit. See what the call is. An eligible receiver downfield, so they'll decline that. And tell you what, how about that timeout from Coach Pascal? Looked like his team was a little rattled after the onside kick, called a timeout before first down. Cross County gets the stop, 4 and out. They'll take over near midfield. I've been so impressed. I'll say it again, the DBs. Hawk, I know they got beat on the one play, but Hawk, again, that ball's in the air. It was in the air for a long time, and he just played the ball in the air, and he came by, knocked it down, and that's turnover and downs.
So it's now a 1st down and 10 for Cross County. The ball's going to be at the 46-yard line. .6:58 to play. Here's a toss. Comes left side, nowhere to go. Right there, it was Cam Thomas who made the stop. Got about a yard on the play.
Armstrong, you just got to hit the hole. You got to cut that up and get the tough yards instead of bouncing it outside. They had a hole, got to push. Look, he's not going to take it to the house, but you see on the replay right there, cut it back to the right. And you get 3, you get 4, but, instead of 2nd and 9, you got 2nd and 6. That's all they want, 3 or 4 yards. But he was trying to bounce it outside for the home run play. And right now, you just want to move the sticks, run the clock, get 3, get 4.
2nd down and 9. Handoff, right side. No running room whatsoever as Davion Simmons has nowhere to go because Ashton Reel was right there to make the stop. It's a no gain to bring up 3rd down and 9 now.
Well, and his brother, Doug Reel, blew it up. The defensive lineman, the left defensive end, just got to the backfield, forced him to go outside, and then that's when Ashton got into the play. I guess you can say those guys are the real deal.
They're the real deal. 3rd down and 9. 5:45 left in the ball game. Gonna hand it off straight ahead. This time to Simmons, and ankle tackle brought him down at the 46-yard line. It's short of the 1st down as Devin McGee came up to make the stop.
Well, McGee got him by the jersey. I thought he was going to get the 1st down, but watch McGee right there. No, that's not McGee. That's Thrasher. Thrasher gets him by the jersey, stops his momentum, and then you get McGee come in and make the tackle. It's 4th and 2. I like the call. You go for it here. You get these 2 yards.
4th down and 2.
Ooh, almost got him to jump off sides. That was close.
And now they're going to look over to the sideline with 5 seconds on the play clock. They're going to call a timeout.
All right, now this is interesting because, look, you got the best defense in 2A. Do you punt, pin them deep? You're on the 46. You punt and make them go the length of the field with your defense, or you put the ball in your offense's hand, say, go get me a 1st down. We can run some more clock, make them use your timeouts. They've got, let's see, EPC's got 2 timeouts left. Gamble a little bit or play safe, put your defense back out there. I go back to what Coach Pascal told JB at the half. He said, remember earlier this year, they drove 80-something yards in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes to beat us?
Yeah.
If I'm him, with that in my memory bank, I'm going for it here. I'm getting the 1st down. I'm running some more clock.
For as dominant as they have been running the ball today, and now it's not in the second half, it's not been as dominant as what they were in the 1st half, but you've got to have a good amount of confidence to run the football and get these 2 yards. They've not had very many plays where they've lost yards all day long on a run play.
Yeah, and you need 2 yards. You got the bigger physical team. I got to run in behind those big guys. I go straight power. I don't go any pulling or anything like that because they've been trying to blitz in behind the pullers. I just go straight. Look at, they got the right side overloaded. They got an extra offensive lineman over there.
Going to toss it right side, and they give it off over to Crawford. He'll get the first down as he dives forward out to the 30 or to the 43-yard line.
That's all they did. They overloaded the right side, ran behind that right side, just fired off straight ahead. Got a nice push. Look at that. Oh, look at that huge push. And there's no telling how far that can go. But you get Lee Buchanan coming in from the backside, making the tackle. But you're big. Stevens, 77, huge push. That right side with Williams, Roderick Williams. We talked about him on defense. Just a fantastic push. Needed 2, got 3. Love the call. Look at the clock, going to run. You just go back to what you do. Run the ball. They've overloaded the side again.
Here's the
same
toss.
Play.
And they're going to get him for about a 2-yard gain that time as Crawford was able to take it on that right side out to the 41.
Thrasher making the tackle, coming from the backside. Picked up 2, clock running. But they're content with that. You know what? Let's just get a couple of yards, and maybe we'll bust one for 5 or 6 and get a couple yards, and we'll go for it on 4th and 1, pick it up, run the clock, make them use their timeouts at some point.
There's still 15 seconds on the play clock. This will take it down to around 3:47 before they have to snap this thing. Second down and 9. Gonna hand it off straight ahead. And that was Simmons as he'll take it inside the 40 down to the 38 as Eli Blag came in to make the stop. Now you've got a 3rd down and 5.
But it might as well be 2nd and 5.
Yeah.
Because you know they're going to go for it on 4th down. So they got 2 more downs to pick up 5 yards. They picked up 2 on 1st down, 3 right there. So they're on schedule.
And if you're EPC right now, ideally, you get them for a no gain so where they don't have that 2-yard to gain that they need to really get. EPC's got 2 timeouts left. Cross County has none. Here's a toss to Armstrong. He'll fall forward. Now we've got a penalty flag down as he crossed over the 35, and he's right at the sticks. That's a holding call, Wes.
And that's what stopped Cross County in the second half. It's been the holding calls or the chop blocks. I'm looking at the replay. I haven't seen it. Face mask possibly. Yep. We can take a look at the replay on the left side, and you're going to see the face mask. Little hands to the face. Little 5-yard variety.
So that'll put the ball inside the 30 after the face mask. Here's the replay.
Got it right there. Just a little bit. Called Thrasher for it. Not the 15-yard where he grabbed it and pulled him. He just got a little tug on it. And how about Simmons? Simmons had the big block that gets him the first down.
So it's 1st and 10, ball at the 29-yard line, under 3 to play. Here's Simmons as he'll move the pile to the 25-yard line. Man lost his helmet. It looked like one of the offensive linemen for Cross County lost his.
Stevens is going to have to leave the game, and that was Eli Blag on the tackle. That was 2 big guys meeting each other in the hole. Simmons with the little momentum, and Eli Blag steps up, meets him, and stops him dead in his tracks.
It's a 4-yard gain.
This is going to be big because I expect them to use their timeouts here now after this play on 2nd down. If they can get a decent stop on 2nd down, they'll use their 2nd timeout, stop the clock.
Here's a toss to Crawford. He's going to be hit the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
Once again, Doug Reel did not make the tackle. Doug Reel made the play. They will use their timeout here. That allowed Lee Buchanan to come in and finish up the play. But Doug Reel with the penetration just blows up the play. Nowhere for him to go. Tried to bounce it outside. Watch 55. Boom. Takes on the blocker. The running back blows it up. He made the play. I mean, Doug Reel doesn't get a tackle there, but he took on Davion Simmons, stops him, and then here comes Lee Buchanan to make the tackle.
So, Wes, now you've got a 3rd down and 8. for Cross County. It's 4 down territory. It's been that way for this entire drive, but you've got them in a long distance situation. Ideally, if you're EPC, they get a couple yards, and then you've still got a 4th down and long for Cross County at that point, correct?
Yeah, it's numbers game here. Cross County's thinking, let's go get 4 or 5 here, and set up 4th and manageable. And EPCs, look, you got 2 downs to keep them from getting 8. It's as simple as that. You stop them, you're going to get the ball back with about 1:40 to go in the game, and you get back to that same situation. First time they played, that's what Coach Pascal just said. They went down length of the field the last 2 minutes, scored a touchdown, and beat us. So, and that score was 20-16, I believe.
Yeah, roughly.
Beat them by 4.
Yeah.
We're looking at the same thing. They could tie it up. What do? They kick the extra point, go for the 2-point conversion. But first things first, you got to get a stop. You got 2 downs to do it.
If you're just now tuning in, Cross County has thrown 1 pass all day, and it was for a 2-point conversion. They've run the ball all day long. It's 3rd down and 9. Toss goes straight to Armstrong. Goes ahead past the 25, taken down to 23. And Cam Thomas was there to make the stop. And with timeouts called by EPC, with 1:50 left here in the ball game. Now that's exactly what Cross County wanted. I mean, outside of getting the 1st down.
Yeah, they got about half of what they needed. It was good blocking. It's just straight ahead. Power blocking, no pulling. They just went straight ahead and opened up a little hole, got some push. Got to give EPC credit. Who made that tackle? He stopped him in
Thomas.
Thomas just stopped him in his tracks, because if he doesn't make that tackle, he squirts forward, picks up another couple yards, maybe the 1st down, and the game's pretty much over. And that's where we are. It is 4th and 4, and if Cross County gets this 1st down, the game's over.
Yeah.
They're going to take a couple of knees, and they're going to celebrate a state championship. If they don't get it, then EPC is going to be able to have about 1:45 to go the length of the field to try to win it. So this is your first chance. This is their first chance for Cross County to win the game. They'll have some other chances, but you make this play right here, game over.
It's 4th down and 4. Ball at the 23-yard line. They need 4 yards to keep the drive going. Crawford is set up on the outside. They're going to go back to Armstrong straight ahead. He gets the 1st down to the 15-yard line.
Ball game. I want to take a look at this, show you the blocking on this play. Just outstanding from Cross County. Game on the line, and the blocking is awesome. Check it out, 64-77. You get the block right there. The push from 64-77, fantastic. Stevens getting it done. Williams getting it done. Getting the big push. You get Davion Simmons coming in, gets the block from the big running back. And now you can take a couple of knees, get the Gatorade ready, and let's celebrate a state championship for Cross County.
If Simmons doesn't make that block, I don't think they get the 4 yards. And they're going to take a knee, and now there's a penalty flag.
It's Ashton Reel. He was just trying to play through the whistle, and quarterback took a knee before he could hit him, and momentum came. And look, it's bang-bang play. I'm not going to criticize the young man. He's playing as hard as he can. He's trying to make a play. They're desperate right now, and desperate times you make a mistake.
Well, and he had never officially taken the knee, I mean, he's just trying to make something happen.
I would tell Cersei, just take a knee. Get down.
Yeah.
You don't have to run off any time. The game's over with the play clock and everything. You're fine. Just get it, take the snap, get down. No need to run around, trot backwards or anything.
So they're going to spot the ball down at the 11.
Because it was half the distance to the goal, it is 2nd and 6, not 1st and 10. So, but the clock should start right on
the whistle.
On the whistle, but the clock isn't starting. So why wouldn't you get a personal foul every time?
So that'll start the clock, and it should take most of this time off. The last time Cross County won a state championship, 1984.
42 years ago. How about that? And there's a good look at Van Pascal. Third time to bring a team to the state championship. Won it with Monticello, lost at Barton. He joins Bobby Bolding and Gus Malzahn as the only 3 coaches in history to bring 3 different teams to the state championship game.
And that'll do it. Your 2A champions, Cross County, since 1984. It took 40 years, but you know what? 2025, they reach gold as they're the 2A state champions.
Yeah, my math was off, wasn't it? 16 and 25 is 41.
I was just I was just going off of you on the 40-year thing.
Yeah, it is.
But either way, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. And the Gatorade is just flowing. They got an assistant coach. They got Coach Pascal. It is time to celebrate. Look, all those fans on that far side that came all the way for Cross County, they were rewarded for it. It's going to be a very happy drive back to Northeast Arkansas.
They're going to line this one up. We will talk to Coach Pascal and name the player of the game after this, but your final, Cross County wins at 20-14. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This broadcast is underwritten in part by...
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas PBS Sports. Better connected together. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas.
Is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. UANS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at uanshealth.com. Winrock Automotive supports Arkansas athletes as a sponsor of the Arkansas PBS Sports broadcast of the high school state championship games, with 7 dealerships across the state serving Little Rock, Conway, and Jonesboro. Winrock Automotive is community-focused and provides vehicle sales and service across Arkansas. We're honored to be a part of these unforgettable moments celebrating Arkansas student-athletes. Winrock Automotive, connecting communities through service and support.
Happy holidays from the Arkansas PBS studios. I'm Audrey Rogers.
And I'm Jennifer Hillman. We're here to let you know what's happening this December.
We're kicking off December with the Arkansas High School Football State Finals. Watch live with us starting December 4th as Arkansas's most talented high school athletes compete for their state titles. Watch all the action on Arkansas PBS or watch later on the Arkansas PBS YouTube channel.
Nothing gets me in the holiday spirit like festive programs. From the heartwarming Call the Midwife Christmas special to joyful concerts. We've got some great choices in December. We've compiled them all at myarpbs.org/holidays. Grab your favorite warm beverage and watch with us all month long.
Arkansas educators, winter break is the perfect time to catch up on your professional development training. The Arkansas Ideas team is offering a challenge to help you connect to the people, places, and ideas that shape our state and its role in America's story. Learn more at arkansasideas.org/250PD.
Arkansas Live brings the best of arts and entertainment to the comfort of your home. Don't miss our festive live streams this month, including coverage of the Arkansas State Capitol lighting ceremony. Catch up on even more live streamed events at myarpbs.org/Arkansas Live.
Thanks for joining us this month, and be sure to connect with us on social media. You'll find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X.
We're sending you festive greetings this holiday season. We'll see you again next year.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
It's the middle of the war. We had ourselves
a Merry Christmas.
Hear the untold stories of the last months of the war and find out how close we came to an even more catastrophic conclusion.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app. This month in Passport on the PBS app.
It's a stirring celebration with unforgettable music from the Tabernacle Choir and Orchestra at Temple Square.
This is Gospel Messiah.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app. This month in Passport on the PBS app.
A race.
The loss is catastrophic for us.
To restore a medieval masterpiece.
Evolution left these birds flightless, but that doesn't mean they can't fly.
As you travel upriver, the modern world seems to fall away. It feels like a trip back in time.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
Head coach Van Pascal as he's celebrating with family as his Thunderbirds win it 20-14 in the 2A state championship game over East Poinsett County. And boy, it was a heck of a game. We were talking about MVPs and who that should be. There's the whole team getting the trophy, Wes. But that offensive line, as you said in the break, should have been the MVP for this thing.
Well, and because they turned around and played defense, they paved the way for 263 yards rushing. And then they turned around, and many of those guys on the defensive line held EPC to 77 yards rushing on 27 carries. That offensive line was outstanding. I know Caden Crawford was great, 150 yards rushing for him. That's part of the 263 that Cross County had. No passes attempted today. They did have the 2-point conversion, but technically that doesn't count in the stat book. So they didn't throw a pass according to the stats. Time of the possession. Look at that, 31 minutes to 16, almost 17 minutes, 56 rushes, no passes, 50-50 almost for EPC. But, you know, this game was won in the trenches. I just realized I rode up in the elevator today with Coach Pascal's family.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, you're at the Buzz and you're with Arkansas PBS Sports, right? And I'm like, yeah. They go, who are you picking? And I was like, well, I said earlier I did pick Cross County. And they're like, good answer. Good answer. And I was like, I don't think I had a choice. And I just saw him on TV and I was like, that was his family. That's who I was riding up in the elevator with.
Well, there are your champions right now. It's just announced that Caden Crawford is today's MVP, and rightfully so, though, right, Wes? I mean, just had a dominant day on the ground today.
Yeah. Also had the touchdown run, but the trenches, that was the story for me. They dominated the offensive line. They dominated the defensive line, and now they get to celebrate a state title. Look at them running to the fans to show off that trophy. What a great feeling. Nothing like it.
So there they are, and let's head down to the field as Josh Bertoncini's got Van Pascal.
Coach, congratulations. Awesome season. What a championship game. A battle back and forth the whole way. You expected that all the way down to the wire.
Yeah, back in June, we talked about defense wins championships. June and half of July, Coach would say, Coach, you want to run any offense? I said, no, sir. Offense will take care of itself. You got to stop them. And what we did.
You did. Your defense answered the bell. You got that huge stop at the end, and then it's a 4th down. You called a timeout. 5 minutes left. You could have punted or gone for it there. You made a decision to go for it.
Well, momentum, and they beat us the previous time when they got the ball back with less than 2 minutes and went 80 yards. And I said, you know what? Hey, if they get it and go 70, they got it. But we're going to put it on our guys one more time. And he said, Coach, I'll get the first down, and he got it.
Your running game is almost unparalleled. So many different guys we're going to talk with one in a moment who had big roles in it. Just an all-around awesome victory. You join now Brad Bolding, Gus Malzahn, only 3 coaches. You're one of them who've been to the championship game with 3 different schools. You win your 2nd title. Coach, congratulations on an awesome season. How does it feel before I let you go?
Well, I'll just say it feels good, but we give God all the glory. He's the guy that created all this stuff and give us opportunity to do what we do. So I tip my hat. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Coach. Go get them. And obviously an awesome job by Cross County the whole way through. The Thunderbirds have got themselves a championship. Nicely done. As we talk with a game MVP and Mr. Crawford, it was there for you all day. Your line opening holes, tell me what it felt like today.
Man, this is great, man. I mean, my line blocked their absolute butt off, man. And I ran hard. Braxton ran hard. All the backs ran hard tonight. Our line opened up plenty holes. And, man, it was just an overall team effort win.
Seemed like confidence from the jump, right? You mentioned it. You were the lead dog, but a couple other guys with you pounding that rock. And every time at the end of the game, it looked like maybe they'd get you off the field. They just couldn't do it.
Yes, sir. You know, our coach, he preaches mental toughness every single day. And that's all this team's been around is mental toughness.
And how about that? Doing it for Coach, doing it for your team. Just give me a thought on the feeling right now because you'll be thinking about this the rest of your life.
Man, it's a great feeling. Then I'm only a junior, man. I got another year left. It's just a great feeling, man. I'm going to feel this next year again. I promise.
Hey, we'll see you back here next year this time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Great stuff, guys. A big win for Cross County. Back to y'all.
Thank you, and great job by you, Josh, today. As Caden Crawford is your MVP, and yeah, he's only a junior, Wes.
Well, look at him right there. He scored the first touchdown of the game, 66 yards. Later on, it was Davion Simmons. Made it 12-0. EPC makes a comeback. Jacob Gaines, 34 yards down the sideline. It's 12-6. But then Cross County gets the quarterback sneak. They're up 20-6. That would be their last points. Quincy Perry, a 54-yard catch and run, makes it to 20-14. But then Cross County, they get the ball back. They run out the clock. They get a big 4th down stop here. After the onside kick recovery, momentum was on EPC's side, but Cross County got the big 4th down stop. They got the ball back, and they never gave it back. What a ball game. Celebrate Cross County's victory. Your official championship gear is now available. Visit ArkansasHighSchoolSports.com to find the apparel and memorabilia commemorating this unforgettable season for Cross County. That is ArkansasHighSchoolSports.com.
Well, that wraps up the first game for today as Cross County wins the 2A state championship. Coming up tonight at 6:30, it's the 7A. Bryant and Bentonville. It's going to be a shootout tonight under the lights here at War Memorial Stadium. It all kicks off right here with myself and Bobby Swafford at 6:30 here on Arkansas PBS Sports. So for our entire team, Josh Bertuccini down on the field, Wes Moore, I'm RJ Hawk, and everybody associated with Arkansas PBS. Your final score in this one, Cross County 20, EPC 14. You've been watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.